Does this thing still work? Kind of. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Jef Stream program with what's left of me. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm feeling okay. It's had a rough couple of weeks, but I am still, despite popular demand, kicking around, being a derp. It's been a long time since I've streamed, and I owe you guys some sincere apologies. It sucked. I couldn't stream, though, so I guess in that regard I don't. But I do owe some explanations about what happened, and I would like to do that. Hey, everybody, how are you doing? Please don't subscribe to me, by the way. I mean it. I don't want to do shout-outs right now. It hurts a little bit when I talk. So let me explain why, okay? I'm going to do this in the best way I know how. I'm going to whip out my old friend, MS Paint, and I'm just going to show you. Hey, how dare you, Sprafe? I told you not to. Thank you guys all so much for the support. You guys have been wonderful to me, and very understanding and compassionate and patient, and I appreciate it. So, I know it's not super fun, but this is what happened. And really, it was mostly just, it's sort of my fault. It was sort of like one of those little cascadey things. A domino effect, if you will. This is a rib cage, unless I do this to it, in which case it's not. Okay, so this is a rib cage. You've got your little ribbies in here, and they protect your junk. Not this junk, different junk. You gotta protect your junk. And some of these guys are all really well attached to each other at this breastbone thing, but you got other ribs down here that are kind of just chilling, and they're attached in the back. So this is a rectangle, this is my spine, and this is what happened. Normally your ribs go like this, and they connect at the spine and they wrap around the front like a little cage for your organs. Organ prison, organ slavery, let my liver go. Now the problem is this. The lower ribs down here, the floaty bits, they're connected to your spine with some cartilage, and I have this one right here is not connected in my back. And that causes all kind of problems because it has its own agenda. And it doesn't seem like these ribs are connected to each other, but they are. There's cartilage in between them. And when one of them goes rogue, then your organs that are trapped inside your little organ prison in here, they're like, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. And they make a break for it. And occasionally they get pinched in between those guys, which is why I had that pleurisy thing. Anyway, the biggest problem was I had this broken, it wasn't a broken rib, it's called a slipped rib. And they did everything they could to fix it for a long time, but over months I discovered that I wasn't really getting that much better, and my side continued to hurt. And then when I got bronchitis last week, it was just like a nightmare. All that coughing and wheezing. I had a sharp knife in my gut, just kind of wandering around, going wherever the fuck it wanted. And so all my organs got sort of slowly stabbed. And also, it kind of dug into my fat layer there. Anyway, this is the problem right now, is that because of all of that, and this is where I'm hurting. Here's how I describe to you what I'm feeling right now. My rib cage here, which I will finish off with my head. You can see my artistic skills have improved dramatically. This part right here is fucking inflamed. All along that bottom rib cage part, it's like pushing out, and whenever I lean forward, oh my god, that hurts. And it kind of pushes on my diaphragm a little bit, which is why I think my voice was so fucked up for a while there. Because yeah, obviously bronchitis is really bad for your voice and your esophagus in particular, but man, that was what was really killing me. Was I didn't realize, and that's that I can't even pronounce it, concorditis thing. But you know what's really awesome? Check this out. You guys are gonna love this. I am eligible. I'll talk about the medical tape thing in a minute. I am eligible for a syndrome. Yeah. I know. I'm stoked. I was a little bummed out. I asked the doctor. I was like, are you gonna name it Jef syndrome? Do I get to be a syndrome? Sadly, it's already got a name. It's a rare variant of this thing, concorditis, the inflammation of the rib cage, but it's not bilaterally symmetrical. It only happens on one side, and that's what's going on with me. It's all on my left side. It's called TD syndrome or something like that. I don't know. The guy handed me a pamphlet. He was like, if this is real, I'm gonna write a paper on you. Awesome. Maybe I'll get to be a syndrome someday. Anyway, the good news about all of that stuff is none of it is fatal. So I guess I don't really have anything to complain about. It's just annoying. It's painful. Whoop-de-doo. Thank you, MS Paint, for assisting me in that graphic adventure of what a rib cage looks like. In case you missed it, it looks like this. It looks something like that. That's exactly what the x-ray looked like. Oh yeah, and the pleuris... Oh, okay, so the slip rib thing, the treatment for that is they put a patch of tape along my back. And what that does is, it's weird. You don't think about your ribs being associated with your back, usually, but because of that slipped rib, one of my back muscles is having to work overtime, and so my left side of my back is all, like, cranked out of proportion from having to overcorrect for, like, shifting my rib cage. And so they had to pull it back with some tape in this fucking really annoying pinch maneuver, and I'm back in my compression top again, which is fun. It's like wearing a girdle for your soul. What else? What else? Yeah, I'm gonna play Rimworld at some point. But yeah, no, it really was. It's essentially just duct tape. What's nice about the duct tape is it's waterproof, so I got to have my hot shower today. 1,100,000 people just subscribed, and I thank all of them all at once with one single breath. Also, I told you not to. And I don't have super buff back muscles. I only have them on one side. It's really annoying. I'm lopsided right now. I'm like beefy on the left. To the left. Hey Dubs, and hey everybody. Hi, how are you guys? Thank you guys all so much for the subscriptions and support and all of that, and for waiting for me. I'm super grateful. Also, good news for Tsunami. She's healthy and recovering. She's got a spot in my brother's barn where she can be safe and also outside while she is convalescing. She's not going to be staying here with me for a little while. That was scary stuff. I don't want to get too in detail for it because it was a really bad injury she had. I was terrified that she was going to be put down. It's funny, I'm more concerned for the health of my cat than I am for myself, really. I was far more willing to take her to the vet than I was to take myself into a doctor. And the real reason that I went into a doctor was because of that sort of recurring pressure in my left side that was all because of that slipped rib. Anyway, like I said, it's all kind of a cascade. One thing led to another thing, led to another thing. Now, here's the bad news. I haven't got over the bad news, so let's switch over to the darkness. The darkness! I promise at some point I'll play a video game, I swear. So this ribcage thingy, the inflammation, that is bad, and it could be a sign of heart disease. Now, I think this is probably what it is. I told the doctor right away, I was like, it's heart disease. And he was like, how do you know? Why? Well, I have the fucking receipt. The receipt says on it, a double burger with extra mayonnaise and all the fucking shit. Oh, also some ribs. And can you put some bacon on it? And throw some gravy on that bitch too while you're at it, with a triple large soda and 800,000 fries. I have the receipt. It's me. I did that. So, I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to start eating lettuce like a rabbit or something. The doctor has given me all sorts of motivational speeches about why I should become a rabbit, and I'm not entirely sure I agree with that. I think I might rather just die with some gravy. Oh, I hate serious shit. Hey, what are you doing there, Rimworld? That's not the right size. Let's get this bitch to be the right size. I missed a bunch of stuff there. There's a whole lot of stuff that happened. There was a whole week that went by where I was gone. E3 happened. It was just a bunch of sequels and console garbage again, as usual. 2077 looks okay. But I will say, 2077 looks good, but they are way overhyped on that thing. It's going to be really tough to deliver, and it's kind of their own fault. They announced that thing 6 years ago, like 2012. I don't know. No sign of Bannerlord anywhere. Rimworld did not hit 1.0. At least not as far as I know. It's still version 0.18, but they do have that 1 point thing on the horizon, which is real nice. Another game that I've played before did recently go 1.0. It was a game formerly known as Next Car Game, the world's worst name. They rebranded it as Wreckfest and released it, the full version, with some sort of improvements. I actually checked it out. It's a pretty valid entry in the PC driving game category. I think it holds a candle to the Dirt series, even if it's a kind of a different thing. But it's got a lot of problems still. The interface sucks. There's a lot of nitpicky little things in it. But overall, it's a fun sort of bangy up car game, which is fine. And I think we need more of those. So good. Ow, that one hurt. There's still a lot of pressure on my diaphragm. It doesn't hurt to talk. It hurts to move. That's the worst. There was a lot of hype at E3 over Bethesda's stuff, Fallout Battle Royale, and then what was the other one? Oh yeah, Imaginary Elder Scrolls game. My favorite. Elder Scrolls. Fog. I don't know. I don't really get into the E3 thing. I try to avoid advertisements instead of seeking them out. What else was there? Oh, there was one thing I do want to talk about, kind of, if you guys don't mind me nerding out a little bit on video games. Not that I've ever been known to do that. Did you guys hear about that GDPR Red Shell thing? There's this game called... this is just a microcosm of it. I encourage people to look up this a little bit more. There's a game on Steam on Early Access right now that I had looked at a couple times and thought looked interesting. It's called My Time at Portia. And they recently had to do an emergency update where they removed a piece of software called Red Shell, which was an analytics software gathering data without consent of the users from their game. And what was interesting about that was that they're not the only ones that were doing that. There were a lot of people doing that, including some major game developers like Creative Assembly and the guys who made Civilization and a lot of stuff. And what the GDPR did was they made it illegal for people to gather that analytical data, in Europe anyway, without asking for consent. And so there was a lot of that privacy policy crap going on. But it's a really interesting topic to read about, and I think people should read more about that because... I don't know, we run a lot of software on our machines without a lot of oversight. And DRM is crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's technically, officially, supery kind of spyware now in a way that traditionally we'd think of as just sort of games. And, you know, it makes me question stuff like these. There's a lot of successful indie dev publishing groups like your Tiny Builds and your Clays and stuff like that. How are they dealing with this stuff? Because they're already, you know, playing the game pretty hard. It wouldn't surprise me if, just to keep up with the competition, they had to take the gloves off. I don't begrudge people for that. I'm not saying My Time at Portia is a bad game or it's a virus or whatever. It's something that I think people definitely need to read more about. And while all this fawning and love over sequels at E3 was going on, I was reading horror stories about what might have been going on in my computer. Holy shit, X-Fanatic wants me to get a life alert. Guys, I'm not gonna die any minute now. I am still waiting on results for a couple of things. It's not an insignificant amount of anxiety. I'm not an idiot. I am scared. I'm terrified. I don't want to die. I don't want to have cancer. I don't want to have a heart attack. And the thing about heart disease is it's not just heart attacks. There's a lot of stuff that falls into that category. But in another way, you kind of can't worry about that stuff too much. And I don't know, I've done what I can is the thing. And before I did what I could, it was like, I can't just sit here and play a video game and feel this fucking thing in my side and not wonder. So if you are, like me, kind of an obstinate, stubborn fuck, and you maybe have a lingering little malinger Go get it checked out, man. It's worth it, if only for the peace of mind. I don't think doctors should sell peace of mind, but you know who's definitely not giving peace of mind out is WebMD. I spent 5 minutes looking up my symptoms, and I immediately had a panic attack. I'd never had a panic attack before in my life, but I just, like, got up and started walking, and then I immediately almost passed out, fell over, and slumped over like, whoa. That's not normal. Turns out that was probably an effect of the fluid on the lungs thing, which, by the way, it isn't actually fluid on or in your lungs. It's between the rib cage and your lung thing. I learned way more about medicine this week than I ever wanted to. I don't want to know this stuff. Hey, let's play video games. I'm gonna play Rimworld. It's got some mods. Hugslib for access to stuff. Rim Story's a cool one. It adds some extra narrative information for you while you play. Medical tab, old standard, colony manager, old standard, EPOE, gotta have it, animal logic, dog set, all those fun things. Birds and the Bees is new. It lets your colonists fuck, your animals fuck, but more importantly, it gives them genitals that can be shot and bitten off, which is like core critical gameplay. Animal tab, that's just standard stuff. Neckblad, rim hair adds fucking beards. Do I need to say anything else? This is a simple little one. When it rains, the goop goes away. I have to eat humans, otherwise why am I even playing Rimworld? And Pharmacist is the new one I haven't played with yet a little bit, but it allows you to customize your usage of medicine in the camps. I don't really want to go a super modded Rimworld. I kind of want a normal Rimmy experience. I'd like to make a little prison colony with some cannibalism, maybe a couple bits of light murder. You know, the usual. Maybe we'll get a plague. Let's begin. A new colony. I'm going to go with Crash Landed. No scenario editors, no start this way. I'm going to go sort of in the grain of it. I have to pick Randy random because he's my guy. And we'll go with Rough because I'm an idiot. Permadeath because I don't like saving games and loading them. Let's get random. Wanda? Oscar? Stream. I don't like 30% worlds. They're small. I don't like 100% worlds. They're big. I like 50% worlds. They're 50%. I'll take half a world. Can you guys stop subscribing to me? I told you not to. Oh, fuck. I don't even... Thank you all so much. I must have missed 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. Thank you. And you know what else? Can I just say one other thing about this whole medical thing? If it weren't for my subscribers, my Patreon bros, the people who have donated to me on PayPal and all the other ways, I wouldn't have even been able to pay for this medical care, not just for myself, but for my cat. I can be undignified and go ask my brother for assistance if I need to go get a scan or have an operation done or talk to somebody or something, but if I can't take care of my fucking cat, that's a problem. So, thank you. I didn't have to make a GoFundMe. I didn't have to... you guys provided me the dignity of being able to deal with my own shit through the little buffer we have in me, quote, working, sitting in a chair playing video games, and you guys donating, paying my wages to make it my money and not your money, but it's our money, and I'm sure you would have spent it the same. Doctor visit for Jeff, vet for Tsunami. There's more to that Tsunami thing, though. I don't feel totally good all over about that scenario. I don't really want to get too negative today. There's a lot of negativity in the world, and I'd like to stay positive. Hey, look at all those subs giving me shit. I'm not sure what I'm gonna buy with it other than medical treatment, though. What should I buy a new fedora to put on my other two fedora? I don't wear fedoras. Should we do a random? Or should we live in the Purple Horn Mountains? I don't want to live in the middle where it's permanent summer and you can grow everything forever. I wouldn't mind a little built-in adversity. What if we lived in Pirate Town, down in the tundras? Jungles are tough because you get diseases all the time. I don't really want to get diseases while I have diseases. My diseases got diseases. Rando it is. Where's the random? Oh, hang on, I have to move my start menu. I can't see it. Hey, did you guys notice I'm streaming in 1080p? How's it look? I figured if this is going to be a test stream that might fall out from under my feet at any moment, I might as well turn it up to 11 and test to see if I can broadcast at 1080p now. I've had some changes to my internet provider and a couple of other things. Twitch has also changed their standard streaming platform resolution size and bitrate, so looks good. Sounds good. So you're telling me the only problem really is me? Okay. Hey, I can see my random button. Great. Stuck in the desert between two pirates. There we go. We'll be between two pirates. I don't really want to do subnames too much, but it looks like we already got one. I don't want people vying over subnames. I hate that little promotional angle. I'm not a marketer. If you guys want to spend money on me, that's your prerogative. I'm not selling you nothing. But look at that beard. What I'm saying is you could have that beard for $4.99 a month. The Twitch integration thing was something that I think it was Quietest that did that for both Rimworld and Dwarf Fortress. What a bro. I have some great members of the community that provide me with far more than money. I appreciate that as well. Alright, so we're going to need a grower and a builder and a cook and all those things. I don't care about mining. We're just going to lick rocks. I don't want rocks. Although, you know what? I maybe do want a miner. Maybe we do want to live in a cave. I haven't done anything. Oh, you never mind. We embarked on a flat desert. There won't be any mountains. I know you're not supposed to live in caves because of the bugs, the mega insects, but I don't care. I do not care. Speaking of Quietest, whether he's here or not, did I spell that right? Who cares? I'm just going to grab a couple other names out of chat. And Dimitri, you know who you are. The other ones I don't really care about. I'm not going to bother setting all these up. I'm not going to go through and pick the perfect colonists. We have 2 people incapable of intellectual, and only 1 incapable of firefighting, and they will all haul. Rampa was a little bit of a banger. Got shot a couple times. But everybody else is healthy. The Quietest gets the beardliest beard of them all. This is horrible. We won't be able to grow jack shit. At least we'll be able to cook healthy food. Let's begin. In your own playthrough of Rimworld, you may want to prepare more carefully and bring useful people instead of these ones that I have. But I just don't care. Also, my chair is a little extra squeaky today. I looked for some WD-40 before the stream, and I couldn't find any, so it must not exist. I don't have that unforbid mod, so I have to do this all manually. I want to get this thing started so we can just kind of kick back and watch the Antfarm grow. Let's build a hut. Let's build a shack. Looks like we started with some wood. I probably will build a nice... Oh, there's not many trees, are there? Oh boy. Oh, goody. Let's see if we have a stone cutter table. We do. Well, it looks like we're going to be building out of stone to start, which is not actually a bad thing and can end up being a good thing. I think we should probably specialize. It looks like sandstone is the most abundant in the area. We should make a sand fort. Anakin Skywalker will never go there. He will not. He will just pass right over it. He'll go kill some other younglings. Start your day right with a little explosive vomiting. Good. Whatever trees there are here, we're gonna kill them. Uh-oh. Don't touch that button. No resizing. There's just cactuses. Sorry, cactuars. You all have to die. Because we are gonna need wood whether or not we build out of it. I hate sand, personally. It's so rough and coarse and it gets everywhere. And it causes me to kill children because of how angry I am at sand. But what about the younglings? But what about the sand? We're going to do limestone blocks. And we're pretty much going to build everything out of those. So never stop blocking. Who's going to be our block lord? Why do we have a mega scarab? Why is there just a mega scarab just running around? Are they desert fauna normally? I thought they only came out of those little caves. Get out of here, mega scarab. Wait, we have a monkey? Hell yeah. Who wants to be a monkey? I'm not even picking subnames anymore. I'm just picking a random name out of chat, and if you got a problem with that, then complain about it on the internet. That's what I always do. Oh, if I gotta change something with the microphone, you will have to let me know. I'm probably not... I don't have the same compression in my voice. Not my voice, but my lungs. I'm still sort of on the bad end of that bronchitis issue, so you'll have to forgive that. I need to check our dudes to see if we have any craftables, because I don't see anybody crafting, and yet here we are. Is it because there's no stockpile? So for this, no, that should be fine. Quietus, what are you doing? Wandering. Go work. But there's sandstone. Maybe it needs to be in a stockpile. That's probably a good idea. Let's do it anyway. Hey, look! There's a stockpile. Nice. He had a snack. Moved some medicine. Nobody's gonna craft anything. Awesome. Well, we need to build a house anyway. I just wish we had some bricks to use that. Oh, I'm doing limestone, not sandstone. It ends in stone. It's the same thing. Apparently we don't have any limestone. Just do sandstone blocks forever. Go, go, yes! Got him. Tricked him into working. That idiot. What an idiot. He actually is working for me. What a fool. Okay, so should we plan out a building? No, I like that there's so much space here. We can do all sorts of fun stuff with our space. The one thing I worry about is we're going to need to claim some of this dirt because I don't think you can grow crops on sand. Another good reason to not like sand. I'm glad that we started out with this production of stone cutting. I think they used to make it so that when you started you didn't have stone cutting available. I'll just throw down some little sleeping spots. Everybody's gathering the wood that we're chopping. We're going to end up needing to make a fireplace. I can definitely salvage this. For some reason, my mouse is being inconsiderate today. How dare you, mouse? I need you. I am not giving sub shoutouts today. I tried to warn you guys. I'm sorry. Subscribe at your own discretion. I have... Wait, what? Quietus, we need that. What are you doing? We need that stuff. Quietus is freaking out. He's afraid of the dark. Zero comfort. He's joy-filled, though. A little catharsis from starting some fires. I should probably make them a joy pole. Your colonists have to have a pole. They'll sit on it, and then they'll become happy. Chop up stone blocks all day. I'll show you, motherfucker. I'll burn this desert down. Sleep it off, Quietus. He's mad. He is mad. Thank you guys all so much for the welcome back. I am back until I'm not. I don't know. I feel okay. I had thought that this would hurt a little bit more. It's really, like, because of the rib stuff, like, all of my abdominal muscles are getting jacked. I'm gonna have a six-pack because they're all working overtime to keep all my shit together in one cohesive piece. We could go claim one of these existing buildings and shack up in it for a little while, but I don't really see the point of that. We may go up here and take this. Is that silver? We're gonna use that to make our hospital. Our hospital. I know you're like, what? You don't even have a brick yet. You're already planning a hospital. Give me time. We'll get it going. My biggest problem right now is I can't see those fucking buttons at the bottom of the screen unless I do this, which breaks everything. So I guess I'll just have to pretend. Wait a minute. Hang on. Let me try one more trick. Aha! I did it. Thank you, Alt-Enter. I love that there's these old conventions like Alt-Enter and F11, old school stuff. Whenever you get into a game, press Alt F4 first. That way you can find out whether or not it will allow you to properly operate it. Do these guys have good implementation of my Alt F4 command? Yes, they do. Well, we're going to need a place to live, and I think we're going to put... This is granite, not steel, so we can definitely go ahead and just build some walls. A big central area will help us. This will probably be a crafting chamber here. We're going to need 3 bedrooms for our 3 dwarves. They're not really dwarves, except some of them have beards. There, that's kind of bedroomy. And I'm going to do this on purpose so that whoever gets this bedroom will have the added benefit of occasionally having mega spiders show up and eat them, which is a huge benefit to me because it's amusing. I'll put an extra bedroom over there just in case we get a bro to come in and hang out. There's 5 bedrooms. Probably don't need that many, considering there's only 3 of us. Also, we're going to be at a loss of bricks here, so I'm going to need to be a little bit careful. We do have enough wood to do, like, wooden doors. Probably. Although I might want to save that for beds. Maybe steel doors. I'd rather steal the doors, to be perfectly honest. You know what they say, stolen doors always taste better. Don't lick doors. It's not good for you. I don't know where we're going to put this jackhole's door. You don't get a door. He's going to become our vampire. I should just put the subscription is happen overlay on. I'm not sure if I still have that one. That one was from a different version of OBS. I have it installed, but good grief, what would it be like if I actually tried to double up on OBS's right now? Let's find out. Who likes it when things work anyway? Oh, I don't have it anymore. Where did it go? Yeah, I think it's gone. That original version of OBS is a little extremely outdated, like super duper outdated. It may not even work anymore. It probably totally deprecated. It was before OBS Studio came out. Which makes me a little sad. I probably still have it somewhere. I just don't know if I want to find it right now. Nope, I found it. I think. Oh, did I find it? Oh, did I ever? I should go back to using this just because all my preset overlays are so much better than the ones I have right now. Look at this. That's amazing. It's beautiful. What's this one? I don't even know what this is. Oh, that was it. No, it wasn't. Nope. 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 It's in here somewhere. The one. I don't know where it is. I think it's probably just... Yeah, there. Oh, there we go. Just jank this together really quick. Like a professional streamer. Look at me. I know what I'm... Look at that. Perfect overlay. The pixels, the frames. None can match my talent. It's even got animated text. See, like... Okay, well, it's good to know it's still there. However, I probably really shouldn't run multiple copies of OBS at the same time. Just pretend. Just close your eyes and open some other guy's better stream and pretend it's me. That way you'll feel like I'm doing a good job. Oh, my esophagus still hurts. You know what is the worst about that whole bronchitis sinus infection thing? And I get those every summer. Don't get me wrong. A lot of times I just get lucky and I'm able to avoid the problems of that by getting sick quickly and getting over it quickly. As I get older, they last longer and are more impactful. But the problem is, like, the first couple of days of that, you've got a wet cough. Everything's wet. Your nose, your sinuses, everything's dripping. You got snot coming out of your ears. And then the medicine that they give you for it dries out everything. It dries out your eyeballs. It dries out you start getting nosebleeds because there's nothing in your nose to stop it from cracking. And your voice, oh, that one goes first. Is it a monkey or a cat? I mean, if with enough cybernetics, we could probably pull off whatever we wanted, but for now, it's a monkey. It's a female monkey of new arrivals, age 6. Happy monkey. Not being trained right now. We've got a bond with Quietist, our pouty arsonist. We have to live on the floor in a desert in a pile of puke. What are you complaining about, Quietist? Grabbing names out of chat. Our faction will be called Coconut. After Coco, who also made us some of our emotes as well. And what do we want to call our community? Our faction will be Coconut Co., which is great because we live in a desert with no palm trees or coconuts. I don't think there are coconuts in Rimworld. Percolate Fort. We're gonna have to brew a bunch of alcohol. We are the Coconut Co. And we make booze here. Fish booze in particular. We have to get the fish first. Hang on, where's the nearest river? Oh, wait. I'll get back to My Summer Car. I've been waiting for some kind of update from them. I haven't played it at all recently, trying to make sure I'm still fresh on it. I like the electronics update that they added. I thought that was really cool. I'm not sure if I like all of it, but I did learn something about My Summer Car recently that I was not aware of. And that is that it might be impossible for them to, and I say them, but it's really Topless Gun, to add any more vehicles to it at all, because they've basically, and this is a rumor, they've run out of Unity capabilities. Like, the engine can't handle any more stuff. When you think about it, that makes a certain kind of sense, because the one car that they have fully simulated, that's no joke. Every little bit of that thing is detailedly simulated. So for adding even more vehicles, that's so many more layers of objects and simulated devices and all sorts of weird stuff. I don't know if that's true at all. I'm just going to pretend it is, though. That'll make me feel better. You're not 100% in the context for feels like Goose? Well, if you ever feel like Goose, there you go. Don't you see? This stonework production's working pretty well, actually. I always have a really hard time with stoneworking, but these guys have put in their work. What are you kidding? We got us a wall here. We're set. We're going to need to plan out some other structures, though. Might need a dining room, kitchen, and freezer. Make a big friggin' box over here. And that'll be the freezer. This will be the dining room. I'm going to divide this, though. Also, I'm going to shrink it a little bit because it's off. There we go. I'm going to cut it right down the middle. And in the beginning, we're only going to use this freezer because it'll save us on power. Speaking of power, yeah, I got a lot of it. And now it's time to get electricity, too. Doesn't really matter where we put the solar. Out in the desert, though, you'd think solars would be just bitchin'. We got the solarist solar. Our sun will blot out the sun. Wait, that, what? How do you... That's not how that works. Well, then I will make it how it works. Yeah, there was a series of mods that were added from the previous release that added custom races to Rimworld, and I did try to play with those, but I wasn't willing to roll back to the previous release for it. I didn't want it that bad, but it does add... there's a lot of sub-mods for it, so there's like a base, you know, the Hugs Library mod, like that, and then there's sub-mods for like goblins and dwarves and elves and Argonians and, I don't know, lizard, there was tree people and like cactus people, and they all had little weird racial attributes and stuff, and that was pretty cool, but it was for a different version of the game, so I don't really want to go do that. We've almost got ourselves some bedrooms. I should probably make a door to get into the kitchen. That sounds fun. Let's do it anyway. I'm gonna keep assuming that we have enough wood here. You can kind of tell. You see the 95 there is the cost, and if it's not in red, you've got enough. Even though we're gonna get electricity at some point, I'm still gonna want a fueled stove for now. Even though maybe we won't want a fueled stove. There's no fucking fuel. What was I thinking? Let's make an electrical stove, because it's far more likely that we will find electricity laying around in the desert than it is we'll find trees. Yeah, there's a Lord of the Rings. There's a total conversion Lord of the Rings mod that sounds pretty dope. I don't know if I really want that from my Rimworld, though. I don't necessarily look for a Tolkienist, gigantic, mega fantasy world overhaul. So... I am gonna go back to turning tricks in the corner. I'm gonna become a titty streamer. That's it. If my lungs and voice just fail me, I'm just gonna get a webcam. I'm gonna go crop top, pull out my hairy moobs and shake them up. Jiggle the cans. Gotta work it. It's good to know that some of you guys are on board. I'll sub immediately. What if I could get some of those little tassels you put on your nipples with little chains on them? Become 2 chains. 1 F, 2 chains. The nipple streamer. It seems to be not frowned upon, so what the hell, why not? I do have a webcam. But it's on the floor, and it's not plugged in, and it hasn't been for years, and I don't like it, and I don't want to be on webcam. I'm a private person. I don't take selfies. I've never in my life taken a picture of food. Ever. Ever. I don't have a Facebook. The people that I care about, I know them in person, and I see them all the time. I don't know. It feels like a generational thing. I'm not judging, like, you do you. Get on Tinder. Go get you some whatever. Lick some booty. I don't give a shit. But that just ain't me. Get the medkits under a roof, but then they won't rot away. Aww, I wanted to watch them slowly rot away on purpose, and totally not because I forgot. Should probably just get rid of that. It's not really doing me much any good. Hey, you know what? There's guns too. Maybe those would be better in people's hands than rotting away in the desert sun. I'm real good at this game. I actually have played it recently. I tried to play it over the last week a little bit, just to see what the updates had been. I don't see much from the updates, to be perfectly honest with you. I like it. It's similar to the old versions of Rimworld. It works. It doesn't crash. Thanks. I love it. Fedora tassels. Now we're talking. Can I tip my tassels to people? I probably have to jiggle them at them. Jiggles Fedora. My subscriber. I opted into 1.0. No, I'm running 0.18.0. I think that is maybe the newest version, or maybe that's the opt-in. I don't know, man. This is the one I have. I like it. It works. I'm not chasing that newest, bestest, biggest thing. A new arrival. It's Mila. She's fallen out of space. Let's see what's wrong with Mila here. She's a drunk. She's got a bad bite scar. She has menopause because she's 53 years old, 107 biologically. A couple cracked femurs, and it looks like she's been shot a few times. So I don't have the hospitality mod, sadly, on this. I don't know if it works with this current version. But what that means is that I can save her at the cost of my medical supplies, and I will get absolutely nothing in return, more than likely. Even if we patch Mila up, she's probably just going to walk away. Because that's what they do. They have no... Oh, you saved my life? I was going to die without you? Thanks. Later, nerds. This will be a good chance for me to look at this pharmacy mod. It should be here. Hey, look. So I can take a look at the settings, and I can tell them which medicine to use and when. And look at this. Even settings for immunity margins and minor cuts. So, how do I... What's it currently set on? Fuck you, guests. So we can have them do doctor care on Mila without using any medical supplies. Do we have a doctor? We've got many doctors. But $20 can buy many doctors. Okay, Rampa, go romp all over me. He's basically just giving her a massage. He's slowly karate chopping over her wounds, hoping that they stop bleeding. Chop, 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 chop. Wait, what? My mic's dead? That's weird, because it looks like it's still on. Oh, Angeline's watching, but without audio. He's probably at school or something. Whoa, lizard. I'm sad that I can't name random animals that walk by. Iguanas are weird to me, because I normally play in biomes where they don't exist. So whenever I see one in Rimworld, I'm like, what is that monster? Who is this strange green log with legs? And there you go. We patched up Mila, we slowly massaged her wounds into submission, and now she's just leaving. Later. She even became friends with our arson. She does not care. I mean, I could maybe just arrest her. I don't want to put her in this one because there's a bit of a problem. Yeah, none of this is going to work. I can't actually arrest her right now. I don't have a place to put her. She's moving real slow, though, so maybe if we finish up this room here, we can get her in there before she wanders off. Guys, she's getting away. That's a meat supply right there, man. We're starving. We don't have any food. I have a feeling we're just gonna die. I did get steel to make these, oh, the butcher table's not made out of steel. It's made out of wood, and I am almost certainly out of wood. I swore at the time we queued it up we had it. Yeah, we don't even have 20 wood in storage, and it looks like I used almost all of that metal up on making my solar panel to power nothing, really. Hey, look, metal. I want metal. Give it to me. I kind of like this aspect of Rimworld. I like going around salvaging and scavenging little blocks here and there. But she is escaping, guys. There should be enough wood in there to get that... Okay, whoa. We're done there. I have a feeling it's because we have all these doors queued up to be made out of wood. And not all of the doors are important. So what if we just put one here and a bed in here, and we made that for prisoners? Good. There is enough wood to do that. Mila's almost got away, but she's not getting away. That's a meal ticket right there. Okay, we got a prison room now. Dimitri, arrest her. I said arrest her. He's got a gun? Yeah, he's got a gun. She may fight back. Oh, Dimitri! You maniac! What the fuck? He just fucking killed her! What the hell? Bro! That's not how you arrest people, or at least not in most of the civilized world. Okay, well, I guess we don't need a prison anymore. Great, Dimitri. Bro. Why you do this? We could have eaten her. I guess we could still eat her. Holy shit, somebody... Quietus just ate her head. You can actually see it physically on her pawn. Look. I don't even need to know. It's gone. Head bitten off. These guys aren't fucking around. These guys are hard. Oh, we saved that colonist. She's getting away. Karate chop her and eat her fucking head. That'll teach you. Finish that shit up. We need food. Oh, God, that is... I'm sorry, that has got to be gross. Now that's the part that hurts. Coughing. That part fucking hurts. Talking is actually fine. I was expecting there to be more pressure on my diaphragm from the swelling in my ribs, which has gone down a little bit, by the way. I am feeling better, but it's still... You know what it feels like? I'll tell you exactly what it feels like. Imagine a rope that's wrapped around your rib cage, but it's underneath your flesh, and it's on fire, and it's made of knives and rope at the same time. Why is that not connected? Oh, it's because we don't have any power. Well, that makes some sense, don't it? And there's no power getting to that because nobody made that. Oh, and there's that problem too. Okay, well, now that we've got that figured out, let's tell these guys to butcher up everything, even people. I have to set it to allow human-like corpses, although we probably shouldn't eat colonists. Maybe? Maybe. I am using a mod that should allow me to mince stuff into mystery meat, but it'll only work on organs and limbs as far as I know. I can't mince a whole body up. We'll see if they can... Oh, well, it doesn't look like there's going to be much left anyway. Probably not going to get a lot of meat out of that. He's going to eat her whole. No, there's still... What is left here? It's just a torso. And the rest. Okay. That's gross. I think we can still butcher it, though. Who wants to butcher that torso? Yo, when are we gonna invent prosthetic torsos? That's what I need. I need a prosthetic head or a prosthetic torso. Who's our cook? I know we had one. It's Rompa. He's sleeping away the night. Is he a night person? Nope. He's just lazy. Butcher that torso before somebody eats it. Also, we should probably be hunting for animals and stuff. I'm sorry, lizard man. You look like a super cool lizard, and I'd like to hang out sometime. But what did I just forbid? Metal. I'm gonna need you guys to hunt everything. Kill them all. Look at that. It looked like we didn't get any meat out of that torso. Probably not an unexpected outcome. We got 15 pieces of human leather. You can get a lot more if the humans you're butchering are not mostly eaten at the time. Oh, whoops. Okay, wait. Hold your ground, Rompa. Stand and fight. Actually, don't. I'm gonna draft Rompa and see if we can get him back over here while he can get some assistance from Quietest and Dimitri. Take cover behind the joy pole. There's a lot of good reasons to keep prisons as well. I wouldn't have minded, actually. I am playing with some mods, not a lot. Okay, good. We got Quietest there to stab that Mega Scarab up. It is dead. More food for us. Immediate butchering. So we should probably cook this food. We don't have pemmican yet, so I'm just going to have them cook 10 simple meals a day. We don't have any flooring in here, so that's a bit of a problem. And we don't have any kind of cooling, which in the desert should be a priority. Let's see if we have enough supplies for this. Maybe we don't. Oh, shit. Dimitri. Smooth, why you go? No, Rompa, no! Don't go that way. Just let him be mad in peace. You're gonna be mad, just be mad over there. There's nothing for him to shoot or kill. Looking for targets? Go hunt us some food while you're out there. More metal over here I can snatch up off the ground. I'm gonna have a lot of metal and stone. Our colonists are still a little upset. Very upsetty for the spaghetti. At least Mr. Monkey's still fine. Not a care in the world. If you could go rampage into something we could eat, that'd be great, Dimitri. No, he's gonna go rampage to bed. Did he at least get catharsis out of that? Yeah, he did. So he's really excited. I got to rampage on nothing. It's great. He didn't even kill any younglings. I don't think things are going unsmoothly, Brett Flan. I just typically like to play like this, where it's always on the knife edge of failure. This is how I want it to be. I wanted to fail. I don't. But it happens so often, so I just kind of accept it. An agave plant. I'm not sure exactly what we do with those. Edible? So it's just food? Oh, you could probably turn them into tequila or something with advanced brewing. We'll have to build research stuff at some point. I wouldn't mind actually doing things with this colony beyond just surviving. That's a good start, but there's more to do than just survive. Like eat people. I'm also seeing a few more trees than I would have thought. An eclipse is not that big of a deal. It's only our only source of power that we've just lost. Haha. Haha. Whoop-de-doo. Let's make this our food stockpile. I don't really want you to store kibble or hay in there, though. All that'll do. You don't need to store packaged survival meals in storage. A lot of these things, like pemmican, you probably don't need to store there as well. However, some raw resources like plant matter you are going to want to store in your freezer, and corpses of dead animals you will always want. Also, what's with all these escape pods? That's the second one. Well, I mean, you know, it's free food. We got a slightly cracked human here. We're getting all these old people falling on us. We get some younger colonists. I will see if she'll join us. Sometimes when you patch them up, they will join you. It's pretty rare, though. Brighten up, please. But it's nighttime. And there's an eclipse. Why is there an empty room with no door? Eventually, I will remove all of these walls, and my refrigerator will suddenly become twice as large. However, if I do that right now, this will require twice as much energy. If you look, the temperature in here, you could see it in the bottom right corner there, right here. Outdoors 77, in here 72, in here it's 26 degrees, although we don't need that right now because we're not exactly storing any food. We will soon. But the point of this is that when I'm ready to expand my refrigerator storage, which you'll need to do, if you want to survive with more than 3 colonists, you're going to need at least this much space just to store the food you make and cook and eat and grow. Also, what's up with the fertility here? What are we talking like? What's the gravel and sandstone? Okay, so none. Soil, 87% fertility. This is technically growable here, not these parts. The sandstone we can't grow on, so only the edges. You can buy the whole farm, but you'll only need the edges. We have revealed nothing. Ratana, are you gonna join us, or are you just gonna walk? You fucking gotta be kidding me. Okay, who was Dimitri? You did a great job the last time you arrested some meat. Oh, we should probably make a place to put her, huh? The problem with not having any wood is that it's pretty tough to make rooms in the early game. Because everything takes a significant amount of time to build, you know? You can't just throw down a room real quick. Make some more spider bait in there. Another good place to not stick your dick is the spider hole. And she's not moving very fast, so hopefully we'll have this built by the time... Never mind, we're just gonna... You know what, Ratana? You get to live today. Goodbye, food. I will miss you. Our dinner's walking away, guys. What are we gonna do? Also, this storage needs to be slightly modified. No corpses. And we're gonna need a specific stockpile for holding pretty much just limestone. That's what we're using? No, sandstone. Nothing but sandstone, please. And then we're gonna need another dumping stockpile for, like, dead people. You don't want to see dead people. However, if you do leave... And this is interesting and of note. I'm not using a mod that I used to use that was really nice, that allowed you to burn bodies. I don't know if that works anymore. But if we add this storage here, it's an unroofed area. So any bodies that they put in there, we don't have to bury them. They'll just slowly decay away and hopefully not have any bad thoughts over it. We've got some buddies here. Who are these guys? Visitors. The Hattler Moral Coalition. Oh no. Don't tell them about our interesting interactions with food recently. They're selling very expensive packaged survival meals. I don't know if I love that. We could sell them these dead men's clothes from our most recent meal. They don't want to buy my monkey? Let's get down to brass tacks, man. How much for the ape? Any tips for streamers starting out? Don't do it like me. Also, have fucking fun, man. Enjoy that shit. All the rest of it comes later. Also, don't expect a community to appear overnight. Ingratiate yourself with another community. Take whatever you're passionate about, join a community, become a member of it, contribute to it, don't just leech off of it, be a part of it, be a peer, and then provide that perspective with your streams or videos or whatever to them. Then that, instead of being an exploitation of that community, it will be a service you're providing to them. That was what I did when I started. I was with the Bay 12 forums. I posted my videos there about Dwarf Fortress and Adventure Mode, and it was a communal kind of productive thing, and it was awesome. And so I think people miss out on that a lot when they're looking at trying to make it. And another thing, don't ask me. I'm a fucking horrible failure. What? This is the worst person to ask for this. If you're looking for advice on how to fail, I got you. How to become a gigantic smoking crater in the ground? I could write a book or two on that subject. Having tits certainly helps. Although I've had tits for a long time, and I don't know. My moves are for me alone. I can fondle myself whenever I like. I've actually lost a lot of weight recently because of all this stuff. I haven't been eating right. That's the thing. I talk about all those burgers I used to eat. I don't even eat that shit anymore. I just eat a granola bar and then move on. Looks like Quietest is trying to burn the desert down again. Logical as he always is. Fuck this sand, I'm gonna light it on fire. It's not like we're starving to death or anything. Oh, wait. We may end up eating a colonist here. That's not that big of a deal. I'd rather eat this dromedary, though. Let's go see if we can get some humps. Do dromedaries fight back? Nope, they run for their lives, bleeding out the ass. Me too. That's what I'd do if somebody was shooting me. Thanks, Wolkek. I am supposed to be feeling better. I'm not feeling as better as my doctor said I would be. Alright, well, we've got a whole camel in the freezer. How many of you can say that? Oh, yeah. Ooh, you want to talk about how rough it is. Do you have a camel in your freezer? Our colonists have nothing to complain about. Yeah, that should be a significant chunk of meat, too, if our guys don't just devolve into a tantrum spiral. A Quietest! You're supposed to cut it up and cook it first. What part did he eat? He ate its hump! Quietest, you are fucking wild, man. God, that would not be a pleasant meal. What'd you have for breakfast? Hump. Oh, you know what? We don't have the food to train this monkey. We need kibble and shit first. Don't do that. Cook the food. They don't terribly mind eating raw meat or frozen meat, and it's not unhealthy. Think of it as just like a really rare steak. We just turned that camel into a horse. Quietest. Madman. I am alive, and my voice has recovered enough for me to attempt this streaming thing. Ooh. Okay, let's go get us a new colonist. A house servant named Otto Crane calls us from nearby. He's 36 years old, and now he's in the gang. Welcome to the gang, Otto. What's your story? He was a tunneler, so he's going to have mining. That's his only real passionate attribute. He really likes holes. He's a neurotic, prosthophilic hole lover. I like you, Otto. We're going to have good times here if we don't accidentally eat you on purpose. Where's his character name tab? There we go. Just grabbing names out of chat. Not even subs. I'm sorry. I feel really bad about the subs, but I can't keep up with all that right now. I'm sorry. I'm not mentally fully processing everything correctly. That's true. I've been dead for a long time. One of the things I liked least about YouTube was that you miss one... Who the fuck? Oh, right. They sent a raid. I forgot. Well, handle it. Quietest, go help him. There's some naked person attacking us. Are you really naked? Yeah, nudists. The nudists are here. Slap the crap out of that oaf. Wow, Dimitri's getting jacked. Did she cut your balls off? Not yet. Soon, TM. Clytus, what are you doing? Oh. Ooh. That's meat right there. We may be able to recruit Lyra. I'd honestly prefer that to eating her. Dimitri just got a couple of little bruises here. And oh, hey guys, it's garbage day. Oh, I don't know if I want to get up and yell. I don't. I definitely don't. Salutations, garbage truck. I wish I was a big truck. I would enjoy that a lot. You know what's great when you're a cannibal and you're stuck in a desert hellhole and bleeding to death? Having a party. Welcome to the team, Lex. You don't get a bedroom. We might eat you. Hope you enjoy your party. Dimitri just hopped out of bed. Hey guys, I just got the shit stabbed out of me. Let's party. Alright, let's check out Lyra and see if she's recruitable. She is not. Okay, we gotta do this now. So because she came in here and attacked us, she's got a little timer on how long she's guilty of being a criminal. We got us a gall darn crim cram. Well, let's send her to meat prison. And by that I mean my freezer. We got a little meat locker running. I could get a megaphone and just shout at them. Halt! This is the Jefpolice. Hopefully Lex here isn't gonna freak out on us over not having a bedroom. No, she's cool with it. I don't even like bedrooms. And also, that probably helped her mood a little bit. Nope. Even justified, you get a negative thought for that. But still sad? That's meat right there. Let's take a look at our jobs. So that all the people who can cook are set to cook. That's good. We haven't started growing yet, which is really bad. I should have started that a long time ago. I'm a little concerned about our growing ability, though, too. We don't have anybody that's good at it. 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, fuck. We're fucked. This colony is not gonna do well. Or it's gonna take a miracle. Let's make one. I wonder if building or growing next to this heat vent maybe help them grow a little faster. Or maybe they'll just catch fire. I'm just gonna make food crops for now. It'll give our guys a chance to learn some growing skill. Maybe they'll get it good enough to the point where they can grow medicinal things, and not just smoke leaf. Corn, potato, rice. The peasant's meal of choice. Oh yeah, and human flesh. I think Rompa's gonna have to butcher this prisoner at some point. Did Lex have any health issues? No. 900 years old, though. Who's the oldest biologically? It's Lex. 1,000-year-old oaf. Quietus is a moody little fella. Also, what? I have crops that get blighted. I planted one crop! One! Immediately blighted. Randy Rando, what are you doing? Randy, that's not okay. One? How can you do this? At least it's easy to clean up, I guess. Blight over. Wow. Okay. Got our meat from our prisoner. I do wonder if there's any way I can mystery this meat up. Now, it has to be organs and limbs. I want to look a little bit more carefully at that. How do you actually get a limb? I've never seen a severed limb. Watch out for toenails. I guess just if you get any, butcher them. And organs, too? Sure, man. That sounds great. Maybe if you butcher a human at a specific table... I don't know. Some of these mods have very interesting specifics. It'll probably be under the research tab. It doesn't have its own tab. Food, 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 food. I don't see anything about butchering people into organs here. So I'll assume that that just happens naturally. Oh, natural. Also, hey Lex Jackal, you just got a huge upgrade. Well, you will in a minute. Hey, Garbage Man. I am starting to feel this on my, my old lungies here. I should probably calm down on the expressive emotiveness. Just take it down a notch. Just whisper. I don't need to keep talking constantly. I can occasionally just let time pass. My number one goal here is to make sure that I don't do any lasting damage to myself, too. That'd be a good thing. If I could keep doing this streaming thing, that would be better than doing it one last time. I am kind of interviewing the Garbage Man in my mind at all times. Wow, Quietest actually burned something. Good on you, man. You found something to burn in a desert. You must be thrilled. Playing with the magic stick. And you got a bloody bed, Lex. I'm a little upset that Rampa is not... Oh, you know what? I know what it is. I never set a work schedule. We'll do, like... free time, joy time, work time, joy time. Copy pasta. And we'll only have to worry about whether or not people are insomniacs in the future. Don't know where Cat is to Serve Man book is. I haven't looked at Cat in a little bit. Have there been any interesting updates to it? See, I feel like Kata has the same problem that MSC has. I feel like there's sort of a complexity limit that those engines are going to reach where it's like, okay, now it's time. Abandon it and move on to the next one. It's tough to say, though, because I've spent a lot of time playing the same games that are getting slowly updated, and I quite like them. Rimworld has a long, storied history. It's gone through some shit. I appreciate that. It's got some scars on it. I do too. Our cook is just permanently asleep. I'm not going to have you do anything but cook, Rampa. Not allowed to handle. I guess you have to doctor, but man, please. We need more meat. They've already eaten all that raw meat. Hey, look, more meat! It's some guy with a knife. These early raids are always super duper easy. I'll just let him wander in, and then whoever's nearest will beat the crap out of him. Quietest is our knife guy. Rampa's got a gun, Dimitri's got a gun. Light him up. Where did we shoot him? There is a combat log, by the way, now. Rampa's revolver hit him. He got shot in the torso. Doesn't seem to have slowed him down much. Ooh, there we go. He's down. Dimitri got his right humerus cracked with the knife. I imagine that's not as funny as it sounds. Ow, my humerus. Oh, shit. We gave away our prison bed. Yeah, the problem with dealing with limited resources like sandstone and whatnot instead of wood is you're constantly running out of it. Do we have enough wood to make a door? That's adorable. That we are able to door. Something bad just happened. Please don't be starvation. He's having a... He just went into a coma. What? Why? What? Oh. Yeah. He executed somebody and then he ate them in a frozen desert room without a floor. He doesn't have any prosthetics. He's hurting. He hates everything. He's, despite having eaten a human, he's still hungry. So yeah, I guess he's probably just sort of sad. He's got Padme-itis. I'm sorry. She died of sadness. I know, they're freaking out. Like, I didn't have a table. I'm just gonna fall over dead. We should probably make a dining room. Mental break. Slaughter? Not familiar with that one. Who's slaughtering? He wants... Oh, you little bastard! You fucking beat my monkey! He beat my monkey. Why? At least he's over it now. We're gonna have a tantrum spiral, too. A tech prof sub-persona core? That's not exactly within my sphere of influence right now. I'm not gonna worry about that too much. We're dealing with a little bit of a cannibalism problem at the moment, so we got other issues. Well, fancy that. We got one long-necked boy. I shall just call him Long. We're gonna eat him. I don't want to get too attached. Alright. Prisoners. Go in there. Our mascot. What are we going to do without a monkey? Why even carry on? Also, I'm not sure if I restricted prisoners' medical use. Doctor, but no medicine. Okay, good. That is what they're set on. For minor wounds, anyway. Okay, so if they're bleeding, use herbal bandages. If they're life-threatening, then use actual medicine. And for surgery, other stuff. Space has just bombed us with... Thanks, Randy Random, for some sloth wool. We're saved. Yay. Oh no, we're not gonna last long. We're gonna die. All of us. But only in that Sylvia Plath kind of sense. The sweet, sweet inevitability. Rompa's just given up on life. I think that means we're gonna have to eat him. I also think that means we don't have anybody that can cook. Lex can cook, okay. That's fine. I'm gonna have to do some manual priority here because, like, the people who can do stuff are not doing it in the right order. I don't like to play with these work priorities tabs. There was a sub-mod that really revolutionized those work priorities, but it is no longer an option. You were able to shift... See, the problem is that they're laid out in this preset priority list, so it always will go from left to right. The way your pawns work is like Dimitri here, he will start. Do I need a firefight? No. Do I need to be a patient? No. Do I need to be a doctor? I can't. Do I need to rest in a bed? No. Do I need to flick? No. Do I need to warden? No. Do I need to handle? No. And only then will he look at the cooking skill. What I need to be able to do is move this fucking skill over to the left. I didn't pick the order that they came in. This is just the order that they're in for some arbitrary reason. And as a result of that, I'm going to do stuff. This guy might actually be recruitable. Do we have any good wardens? Dimitri is a good warden. And Lex is a passable warden. Don't build that one. You know what? Do build that one. Put our door over there. No. I know it looks bad, but this is just how the first part of Rimworld goes. You gotta be funny. You guys are a bunch of negative Nancys that give up at the first sign of trouble and restart with the perfect start, but some of us don't know any better. So there. Wow, that's really unfortunate. That I built the room in this impossible to symmetrize shape. I guess we'll just put it up here. And when you eat human flesh, you could do it in a chair. Put some floors in here too. yet. It's not limestone, it's sandstone. I should know this because it's stone that's rough and coarse and gets everywhere. I think we should also put a joy device in there. Do we have enough wood for a chest table? No, we can make it out of stone. Man, that would be the worst. A stone chest table? Definitely gonna fall and break. Give you a stool to play chess by yourself. That's gotta suck. Decent chance of recruiting there. Why is the weather so bad on the map? It's because I'm playing with Randy Random, and Randy doesn't give a shit. Kind of surprised this took so long for us to get this message. This is a standard thing you always get. You usually get it before you get to name your colony. Somewhere out here in this crazy fucked up world is a spaceship escape device. Ostensibly, the point of Rimworld is to get your colony up to the point where you can build a spaceship and leave, at which point the game ends. I don't care about that, though. I don't want to escape. I don't want to leave. I want to succeed right here. This prisoner has decided that they would rather be meat than a colonist. Some tribalists have arrived. Purple Drink and Val. They're not attacking, even though they are wandering a little close to me right now. Quietest and Agave are in an epic duel over whether or not this door will survive. Yes, no, stop it. Quietest is just like taping up holes real quick, hammering them. And a heat wave, too. Oh, great. Cool. Now Rompa's gonna die, for sure. He's gonna get way too hot in there. Okay, here comes the tribes people. Rampa had a gun, and he probably dropped it, so that means we're going to need Lex here to become a shooter. Gonna get my shooters. Quietest has a knife, unfortunately. Dimmy. We got good cover here. No. Nobody gets to break my... I will venture into live arrow fire to avoid losing my... freezer here, because I don't want to build it again. There we go. We stopped purple. Okay, run. Quietest. Nope. That's not good. That is not good. He is very bleeding. Lex, get out here. Service is required immediate. Got a lung shot on one of them. I need you to stay mobile. Time to go mobile. Okay, well, this has ended shortly. Our prisoners escaped, and they're getting away with my colonists. Halt! Clop, 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 clop. Halt! Come on, Lex, let's go. Nice! We saved Dimitri! There's nothing to do about Quietest, though. Quietest is a goner. Just fire! Goodbye-est, Quietest. You were a mediocre colonist at best. Kenny, could you just let me pass real quick? Thanks. What a champ. Do you know how to do medicine? You do. Cool. Stay out of here. You're not welcome. Rompa, I would really like it if you'd come out of this catatonic breakdown. So that's how it's gonna be. Well, hey, I got some good news, guys. We need way less food now. Like, way... Oh, that's a really weird time for your rage to come... You shot me. How dare you? I was only just beating you. You guys give up too soon again. Stop giving up. Never give up. Never surrender. You can take this fucking fortress when you take it from my cold, dead hands. In like 5 seconds. Did you finish patching up Dimitri? No, he's gonna bleed to death in 17 hours. At least he's got company. It hurts real bad. Ow. Rampa, I need you. Come out. Come out of it. Come out of it, Rampa. Oh, fortress colony, whatever you want to call it. Dimitri has died. Due to Lex Jackal fucking off in the middle of medical treatment. Well, I could save his life, or Good news, everybody. We need even less food now. See, this is great. This is going perfectly. Okay, he's eating Dimitri now. That's... Oh, he ate his head. Well, at least you're not hungry anymore. See? Look at that. Beautiful. The day is saved. We have food. I think I'm going to have to butcher Rampa, though. He's not waking up. Oh, I can't even anesthetize him. We don't even have any medicine. Sweet. Well, I don't have to. He's going to die eventually anyway. Yeah, he's just going to cook in there slowly. It's just going to get hotter and hotter in there, and it'll never go down. Are you going to cook him? Fuck yeah. We're just going to wait for Akemi to bleed out, too, and cook him up, too. Is this a sociopath? No, sadly. Lex is going to have a series of mental breakdowns as she goes through. No, 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 no. Don't feed him. Fuck him. How do I tell him not to give him food? Just let him go, man. He's not going to make it. Oh, Lex. Stop it. But I want to give him food. Okay. Let's just let nature work itself out here. No, 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 no. What? Oh! Alright, he's a colonist. Well, we gotta have food. There you go. See, things are going great. Our food stockpile has gone up immensely, and this is all frozen. Sort of. Well, it would be if it weren't for the heat wave. Lex, you want to go play with your joy pole for a little while? I'm not going to save you, but I am going to clean that blood up that's leaking out of you. We can't actually execute her right now because she's not guilty of anything. And I don't want to save her. I want to eat her. Food is food, yo. I think this fort's going great. Our need for food has just gone down dramatically. I don't think we're not going to have enough to do peace talks, so let's just calm down on that. Can you repair this? Also, I don't think Lex Jackal has a lot of restrictions. Oh, she can't do crafting. So we are going to need more colonists at some point. We can't do a hermit fort. I always liked the idea of a hermit fort. It's not broken anymore, man. And it wasn't... The reason this stuff isn't frozen is because the heat wave going on. It can't. We don't have enough power. I would need another cooler in here. I can tell them to turn the temperature down. That might work. No, it just doesn't have enough juice. It's doing the best it can. It's Archibald Cooler. There he is in-game. This is pretty much exactly what Archibald looks like, too. He's just hanging out in a window, being a cooler. What's up with this door? Oh, it was probably opened by a prisoner. So why are you sad? Is it all the This is a long list of sadness. It's a very long list, and it's gonna get longer. Or we could go fight a Thrumbo. Randy! Randy! There are some benefits to living in the desert. Like fire is not that big of a deal. Yeah, we need a therapist. Tame a Thrumbo. How hot is 110 degrees Fahrenheit? Well, okay, I can do this. Finally, something I know about. I know how Fahrenheit works. Everything in it operates under base 32. Okay? Just understand this. Think of it like a scale where 32 is the only important number. Water freezes at positive 32, and it goes down from there. So anything below 32 degrees Fahrenheit is enough to freeze water. And above it, at 64, that is chillin'. That is perfect California breeze weather right there. Then you add another 32, and you're up in the 90s, and you're like, oh shit, this is scary. I better get some air. At 110, you're pretty sad. I've had temperatures higher than that, though. I used to live in Arizona, and... Oh, hey, cool, more meat. We cooked our cook. Lexi is having a rough... Yeah, I'm gonna freak out there a little bit. Just dropped some Roomba leather. I lived in Arizona, and the hottest I remember it getting was 125 degrees Fahrenheit, and they had to stop flights at Sky Harbor International Airport because the airplane's wheels were melting on the tarmac. Because the problem with the tarmac is way hotter than everything else. When the air's 125, that means that concrete, asphalt, metal, everything else is 500 degrees. Oh, we're doing great, Angeline. We have lots of meat. Look at all this stuff we have. We got money. We have weapons. We've got extra clothes. We've got loads of building materials. What? Why do you guys have to be so negative? And look at that. We've got some catharsis, too. ×2. See, when there's nobody around to beat up because you've already killed and eaten them all, no more problems. See, we might have missed some Carjo pods. What did Randy want to give me today? No uranium. Thank you, Randy. The crops are not harvestable. They're growing. It's dark. They're gonna grow nice and slow. Oh, fucking great. Rampaging, man-hunting elk has wandered in. Ride the elk, Lex. He knew exactly where she was. Hopefully he'll die of heat stroke or something. Nope. He's just gonna keep wandering around like a little elk torpedo, seeking targets. I wonder how this fight is gonna go, because we are gonna have at some point Lex versus elk. An epic showdown. You know, there was something that I learned recently that I want to show you guys, and I think I can actually show you this even in the midst of our horrifyingly failed fortress here. I'm going to keep calling it that because I know it triggers the calling people in chat. I want to show you something I learned that might be of use to people. And that is how to make a trap in Rimworld. And I mean a real trap, not one of those BS traps. So, what I discovered was this. If you do this, let's just pretend these walls are built, right? And all the doors are closed. This area here would be enclosed in this area, and people would not be able to walk out without going through one of these two doors. But if we say that we want our colonists to only use this door, then we'd have to get rid of this other door and replace it with a wall. Why would we want that? Well, because if you do add some basic traps, like these deadfall traps, and the way you're going to want to do that is like this. If you put them in alternate tiles, then your pawns can walk past them because they know where the traps are. So they'll just kind of go boop, 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 and then go out. But that's not actually enough, because Randy Random is a fucking asshole. And every time your pawn walks past a trap or over it, there's a chance that they'll get hit by it. And it isn't just a chance that they'll get a slight injury, a cut foot. Sometimes it will just instantly kill your pawns. Instantly, just for walking through them. So if you do want to create a little trap chain to make it so that when people attack your colony or raid your fort, they go through here, you can't have multiple doors. Otherwise, your pawns will occasionally go out this door and occasionally go down here through the trap chain, and there won't be anything that you can do to funnel your targets into the area you want. But what I found was this. If you do build it this way and have two doors and have a trap chain on one of them, you can forbid this door while keeping it locked open. On doors like this, there's a hold open. If you get it held open and then forbid it, then raiders will run through it, but your colonists will never go through it. Even though it's wide open, even though it's fully pathable, the problem is that the allowable areas, you would need one in reverse to do this easily. You'd need to be able to tell them to not walk in an area, because otherwise you end up with this, where you say, okay, I have a whole, this is your walkable area, and I'll just go like that. Well, that doesn't really work out for your pawns, because then they can't access anything in here. They can't reset the traps, and their pathing will be totally weird because they're able to walk here and here and here, but they can't go through this one little area there. So yeah, I can understand how that might be common sense to people, but I never thought that forbidding a wide open door, I mean, to me it's like the door's open, they can go through it, it's an open portal, they will pass through it. I had no idea that that was how that was going to work, but it does. I'm sure that there's somebody out there that was dumb enough, well, not dumb, but, you know, just ignorant enough to have not encountered that yet. Lex, you're going to have your elk fight now. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Just a neat little trick. Keep your dudes safe. So, there's not a lot of agency once you've gotten into a mono Elko fight. You only have two choices. Three, really. You can try to run away, but that's not going to work. You can melee attack them with your gun, or you can shoot at them. I typically find that you'll have better luck shooting, even though usually it'll be slower than just whacking them with a weapon. Shooting them point blank is likely to hit, and it's going to do a fuckload of damage. They'll always default to a slap fight. You can avoid that with a little bit of shootery. Oh, not bad. So, can you treat yourself, Lex? You can. She's going to give herself a little massage on her torso. You got bitten by an elk. Hopefully this elk is not contagious. We won't turn into one. But look at that! More food and leather. Our colony's thriving. Sort of. I'm going to turn up the mic. But what if it's just the sound of my heavy breathing? Wow, Randy Rando. My Mando. Hallelujah, it's raining meals. Fine meals. And we have a fucking freezer. So those are not going to go bad. Ever. We have enough food to just turtle up in here and live forever. In fact, I think I shall. Hermit Fort. You want to hear my heavy breathing? I don't know, I've been... Okay, whoa. Is that too much? Is that too much? We'll give it a try. I think the problem really is that I'm further away from my microphone because I can't sit where I normally do. Because I have a really weird desk. Really weird. All of my furniture has been reclaimed from there's this place near me that does government auction sales, so they'll sell old government supplies on the cheap. You could buy desks, office chairs, police cars, you know, Crown Vics, stuff like that. Which is awesome, because occasionally you get one with like a bunch of drugs in the trunk, and then you're set. I need a head-mounted mic. Oh, that was how I started, with wearable microphones. That didn't go well. I don't like those. I don't know, when I was starting to do the recording thing, a lot of this, a lot of the success people had was whether or not they were able to track down a good microphone. During the early days, the olden days of recording things on the internet, there was no standardization of microphones. There was no sure thing either. It was really weird. I had about 12 different microphone headsets that I had bought, trying to find one that would have good quality on the microphone, and I didn't care at all about the headphone bit at all. But it was weird because if you'd go onto Amazon or something and look for reviews of a product, all of the reviews were talking about how good the speakers in the headset were. Nobody said a fucking word about the microphone, because they were only reviewing them in the context of using them to either talk on Skype or play an MMO with their buddies. And so the reviews of the microphones were always, it's fine, it works, or it doesn't work. But then you order it and you get it and it's got like negative 500 decibels and it peaks on any noise and it catches all your breathing and none of your speaking and all this stuff. I have got a box of garbage-ass headset microphones that, frankly, I wish I had not bought. I got really lucky that right around the time that the Blue Yeti became standard, I managed to pick one up before it became the microphone that everybody used. Not to say I'm a hipster. I had mine first or anything like that. I don't really care about that. But what was nice was I got it for $70. And if I had bought it a year later, it was $250 for the same microphone because the demand had skyrocketed. It's a really good microphone. It's been with me forever. I don't want to get rid of it. I love this fucking thing. I've got little stickers on it. It's all covered in scratches and scars just like me. No, Mikey McMichaelton over there. He's my bro and my homie. Are you my... What happened to Long? He's still out there being an ostrich. Someday he'll come home. In the meantime, we've got a temporary ostrich. The microphone meta was a nightmare years ago. It was so bad. Yeah, I've got a boom mic here. I can adjust this thing. Here, let me show you my range. Now the microphone's very far away. Now the microphone has been inserted into my anus. That is why you can hear me so clearly. Squirt, 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 squirt. Oh good, a solar flare. In the desert. And the only thing I have for power is a solar panel. There's other alternatives there. I can also make a wood-fired generator, which is great when you live in the desert where there's no fucking trees. A wind turbine is obviously ideal. However, it requires a lot of resources, which it looks like we might have enough for. So yeah, I'm just going to throw a wind turbine down. I don't have quite enough room right there. It makes me a bit sad, but we'll leave this area here. I'm probably going to bedroom that up or something later. Let's just put it out in the blood. The blood zone. Although, I don't really want people to murder this. If I put it here, then any raiders that come through my trap chain, which I assume will eventually get built, will beat the crap out of this wind turbine first. So I'll just put it over here. Gonna need to move these guys, though. Well, what's the problem, Lex? We're done eating human meat for a minute. Oh, hey, look, more meat. Canna? I don't know, can you? Let's rescue Canna. Oh. I don't like having an inflamed rib cage. Whoa, hey, she didn't even wait to be rescued. She's just like, I love it here. You guys eat people? That's the best. Good, a volatile pyromaniac that's incapable of firefighting. At least Lex Jackal can firefight. There is something good about that. Well, we don't even have a monkey anymore. I'm pretty sure we ate our monkey. We don't even have any monkey meat left over. Randy, please. It's raining fungus now, too. And hyperweave, which is not all that useful to us. Our stockpile of crap is overflowing. We need another construction worker. I'm going to switch it back from manual to regular priorities because I think some of these log jams will be handled. Let's take a look at you. World's worst random. A pyromaniac rebel. No serious injuries. Should do a full recovery here. That blood loss is not good though. Hey Sam, just passing through. I really like the hair mod we've got going on here. I'm sad none of our guys have beards. Hopefully we'll get some bearded colonists soon. Yeah, the other colonists, except for Quietus. Quietus should be alive. Did Lex Jackal know Quietus? We can see if he's alive. No, nobody here knew Quietus. So, it's possible he's been eaten. It could be that he's alive and was sold into slavery, and we'll encounter him later. I had a Rimworld game where I had the way that Kana came in on a escape pod. Guy came in, rescued him, patched him up, he wandered off the map, and then like a day later, another escape pod came down, and it was the same guy. And it wasn't just a guy with the same name, he still had the bandaged wounds I had patched up on him. So I think there must be some sort of like database of potential people to fall on your colony. And that dude was well statistically copied. Oh shit. Thank you, Lex. I don't want that to go away. I need it. Yeah, the pawns are way demanding. There are a lot of mods that deal with that though. They're very whiny. They don't think that. I mean, like this is a pretty nice bedroom. It's carved stone walls. These should have a very high work and beauty aesthetic, but they don't. Sleeping. That's what you're good at so far, and eventually we're gonna eat you, so I wouldn't get too attached. I'm not doing a good job with my sub shoutouts today. Shout out to every single person who has ever subscribed to me. I'm super grateful. There's been some high numbers I've seen. I just saw Chris the Cat subscribe with 41 months. That is incredible, and I'm very grateful, but I'm sorry, I can't do every single sub shoutout to get today. You guys have been subscribing to me like machine gun fire, and I'm just ducking and covering and hiding and trying not to interrupt the stream with a constant thank you. I could try it. Here, let's test my lung capacity. Thank you. See, they work. They work. Can you do that? No. That's what makes me special. I can make loud noises over long periods of time. No, that's my lung capacity is coming back. Bronchitis really takes it out of you, and then all that other stuff I was dealing with was really bad. Now it's just that my ribs are sore. It's just they're sore, and it hurts. I don't want to hurt. I'd rather feel happy. Did I get my ribs sorted out? No, I've got tape on my back. I guess that's the thing. Like, there's nothing they can do. It would require spinal surgery to fix the problem, quote unquote, that I have with the recurring slipped rib. It's got a name too. There's some sort of name for that when you have a recurring slipped rib. It sounds benign, but it's really not. It's like having a piece of shrapnel floating around in your guts, just randomly stabbing shit. It's really bad. Do not recommend. 0 out of 10. Yeah, there's not much people can do about your ribs. Don't break your ribs. And the initial thing happened so long ago, too. It was like Thanksgiving. I remember a turkey escaped from my brother's yard while I was house sitting and he was away doing stuff. And I bravely dove after it over a fence, got my foot caught on a log, and I fell right on my back on a... You know how sometimes roots protrude out of the ground, even though they're, roots? There was a big root laying right on the ground there, and I just fell right on that guy. I didn't even know how bad it was for weeks, either. I just kept going. Oh, it's just ow, I just got a bruisey. Nope, it was way worse than that. In fact, I didn't even notice how bad it was until I started hearing the noise. Even though I'm taped, I can still probably make the noise. Here, let me move my rib. Did you hear that? It makes a very loud... Well, not very loud, but I guess it's probably something more that I can feel. It sounds real loud in my ears, and I should probably stop doing that. But I do have a party trick. I can pop my rib at people. Not Manson style, though. Yeah, I figure it's that. It's just the sound reverberating in my bones. You know what that sounds like? I can describe that to you. It sounds like this. Doot doot skeleton war. Ha. You didn't see that one coming, did you? Yeah, there are situations that you can do operations on ribs, but not for cartilage and inflammation stuff. That'd be more for structural, physical damage. Pinning ribs, you can have them. There's a lot of stuff. That's the thing is, I don't have anybody to look after me, so I've got to study all this stupid medical crap myself, and I don't want to, and it's boring, and I'd rather just play video games. But I also don't want to die. That's the weirdest muffalo I have ever seen. What kind of muffalo are you? Do you know how to shoot? WW. Wow, these guys are both old. A 600-year-old and a 1,000-year-old colonist. Alright, well, if you don't know how to shoot, you're about to learn, because I don't really want you stabbing. That is the weirdest muffalo. Okay, she wants to shoot. Time to go get into cover. I don't know if Lex's range is going to go from here, but World's Worst Random is in some good cover there. We'll do a flanking maneuver. That's not going to be good cover. But in range. We got a gunfight here. Rimworldian standoff. Well, we're learning a lot about shooting. Shot her in the hand. That should impact her accuracy a little bit. Got her on the move. It's World War II tactics. Flank and fire. Flank and fire. Flank and fire. Stormtroopers. Well, it's your first time shooting. Hey, you've already got a point. Right on the tip of your head. Me too. Poor Muffles. Oh, hey, see? I know that feeling. It really does feel a little bit like you've been shot by a teeny tiny particulate bullet. Feels like somebody shot me in the lungs with a bullet. Smaller than a BB. A micro bullet. Hey, Long came home. Let's make Long a bed. You can hang out with you. Pet ostrich get. See, look at this colony. It's doing great. We got a bed. We got a chair. We got a table. We got a solar panel. We got a lot of fresh meat. Look at all this meat. I do wonder if we can specifically tell them to only feed human meat to prisoners. That'd be really nice. Yeah, there's no extra butchery table to get more organs out of people, so I guess we're just going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. You know what I bet? Oh, I know how to do it. You have to harvest the organs and the limbs while they're alive. So I'm going to need a hospital to be set up for that. Why don't we put the hospital right above the bedroom? All this stuff's going to take forever because we're running a little low on manpower. But I know there's some silver right here, and I think we have a miner. So if we mined that, I think there was even more silver too. Yeah, look, there's some up here too. If we can mine all that silver out, we could make a really nice hospital. And I should probably make that door we were talking about. I can make a door out of uranium? No, I don't have enough uranium. Damn. That would be a very magical special door. I'm actually impressed that we've been able to make this many sandstone bricks. Look Typically, it takes a long time. I think it was because we started with a fairly talented crafter in the form of Quietist, who has been kidnapped, which is sad. There you go. Look at them all cozy in there. Happy as can be. Oh, it's still forbidden? Where did it fall? Free components. I don't see why that needs a beep every time somebody fails to construct something. It's gone. Are you sure it was forbidden? It might be in our stockpile somewhere. Oh, that's not it. Feats don't fail me now. Where's my uranium supply? I don't know. Could be anywhere. Almost got the trap hallway finished up, so I can theoretically display my beautiful trap hallway system. Hold that open. And they're gonna walk through this little hole in the wall instead. Just to make me feel like a jerk. Oh, cool. A second source of power. Assuming I get it wired up to the power system. Not too shabby. Little brick colony. Every fucking time. I wonder if we could put cybernetic arms on this ostrich. Just have it go around beating the fuck out of people. Please let me. I am running with a dog set and all those other animal cybernetic mods. I think we have to research them specifically though. And you don't get to go to sleep until this wall is finished. Okay, so this door we don't want to be held open. This one down here we do want to be held open. And if I just go like that, and then forbid it, now they will never go out this way. They will always and only use this door, but anybody that comes in through a raid will... See, the thing is that if I leave this door closed and there's two closed doors, and one of them is forbidden, there's a 50-50 chance they're going to choose this door, and it's a 100% chance if they attack from this direction. But the neat thing about this trick is that they'll see that there's a closed door and an open door, and they'll say, forget about this door. They will ignore it completely. Oh, this is huge. Traders are here, and we have a lot to trade. Also, I don't want a roof over the spikes, otherwise we're going to have a lot of bodies to deal with. Careful on these traps, fellas. See, they're going to go all the way around just to get outside, but any NPCs that are not part of my group can just wander right through there. So they'll buy human meat. I don't know if I want to sell it, though. That's our human meat. I don't need this wool. We're going to want some leather, but I think we'll use human leather because we have a lot of it. That's a lot of steel. All these dead man's clothes, even if they're above 50%, I'm just going to sell them anyway. Your pawns don't like wearing dead man's clothes. I actually don't like that system at all. I think it's pretty bad. Whatever. How the fuck do they know it's dead man's clothes? And who cares? We could buy some pre-dyed pink cloth. It's very ugly. No, I think we should get food if they've got any pemmican. So we'll have... We can afford all of this pemmican. And then I don't need food ever again. I feel a little bad selling this monkey hide, though. He was one of our original colonists. I'm just going to buy all your pemmican. Give it to me. you again to all of my amazing subscribers. I will go back to doing shoutouts today, but I've missed so many in the beginning that I feel bad giving people shoutouts now, because it's not fair. Life's not fair, but I'm just trying to survive this stream. And I am starting to feel it already. I don't like that. You know what a lot of it is? There's a mental fear that comes along with streaming when I'm not... I don't want to get too zen about this, but centered or whole or got my shit together. It's tough when you have stuff nagging at you, and especially with that pleurisy thing, having it cause physiological anxiety. It really sort of takes some of the processor cycles of your brain out. Like, I don't probably have too many... my brain is not exactly multi-cored in a lot of ways. I think I've only got about one brain cell left, and it's constantly overclocked and overheated. But I don't want to divide its attention too much. That's a scary thing to think about, too. I know a lot of people that watch the stream, just kind of run it in the background and don't really think about the background noise kind of thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, get you some sleep. I'll rock you to sleep with my sultry, dulcet tones. But you have to understand, there's also people who pore over every second of this stuff and look for mistakes, flaws, weaknesses, and remind me of them frequently. Also, hey, don't let that pemmican go bad out there. I try not to focus too much on either of those groups. I'm here for the lurkers. Shout out to all my lurker bros, because I know you won't shout me back. It's totally safe. They never say a damn thing. I love it. Me too. Thanks, Terminator. I appreciate you psychoanalyzing me. Do you put the anal in psychoanalyze? I don't know, it's weird. A lot of that's me just being mentally wacky, overthinking shit. The last stream, though, I think it was a Kenshi stream, I was out of it. I didn't even know how out of it I was. I was suffering from oxygen deprivation and anxiety and a lot of other stuff, and I had a bunch of shit on my mind, and I feel like, I don't know, I don't typically judge my own commentary abilities. Like, I try to just let it be what it is, because honestly, I don't even know really what makes it good or bad. I think that's a personal thing. Some people feel comfortable with the level of discourse or topical stuff, jokes, fear, my memeology. Maybe it's that I'm a 90s kid and I talk about Trapper Keepers and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. A lot of stuff. But I want to be coherent. I would like to. I don't. It doesn't all have to be flawless banter, but I certainly wouldn't mind if I was able to make at least whole sentences and salient points. And man, that was a concerning bit of stream there. Hey guys, anybody want to trade swatches? What the fuck was a swatch? It was like a little piece of metal that wrapped around. It wasn't a watch. It wasn't a timepiece at all. You just slapped it on your wrist. It was kind of cool in that it sort of slapped itself. I am very old. I am older, in fact, than dirt itself. But I'm a cool old guy. I'm hip. I'm down with the Maymays. I like to shite poste, which I'm sure makes people very happy. How do you do, fellow children? I also may from time to time. Oh wait, they're attacking. I don't have to worry about that. We got that problem solved. Watch. Stay sleeping. You guys are fine. Look, he just walked in there and stepped on a trap and was like, fuck that shit, I don't like that. Okay, so there's a small problem with my plan here. They don't seem to care. I'm actually really mad right now, but I'm having a hard time expressing it. Oh, nice, thanks! You walked right back through my traps. This one just hates my walls. What? You just burned my bed! I needed that. They're not doing much damage. Whoa! Okay, that I didn't expect. Hide! No, long! Okay, good, we're fine. You'll never get me alive. Only dead. Close the door. Please close the freaking door. Okay, there we go. No, he's going after long. Well, the good news is we built everything out of stone, so I don't have to worry about fire as much. Nice! Way to go, Long. Wow. Pecked his fucking eye out. I don't suppose I have a place to put him, do I? No. Oh, hey, we could just put him here. How's this gonna go? Let's find out. She's a pyromaniac. She might enjoy this. What kind of capture involves going and eating a meal? Oh, it's technically held open. Because a raider walked through it. Braga's gonna get out of here. That guy did... Oh, you know what? I bet that's what happened. He probably didn't... Yeah, he probably didn't get his eye pecked out by the ostrich so much as got it shot out by a trap. Can we please not talk about European politics? Can we please not talk about any politics? Can we please talk about video games instead? Politics are for nerds. I only play video games, which are for cool people who do cool things. Books are for nerds. I read a book recently. It was awful, and I stopped reading it halfway through. Because there was a paragraph in it that was such egregiously bad science fiction that it made me offended. I was mad. How dare you? It's weird. It's tough to spot bad writing, because you never want to say it's bad. It's just bad. Ooh, that's easy. But you know it when you see it, is the thing, too. I was reading a book while I was convalescing. I had to spend a lot of time in bed on my side. I can't remember who wrote it, but it's called Quantum Thief. And my brother had recommended it to me, and usually he's on point with those things, but man, this was real bad. It was just it was like a whole paragraph of just bullshit words strewn together at random. People firing boson guns and quantum portals. There was a character that had a fusion reactor embedded in her hip, and like the idea of a boson gun. What does that even mean? But the line that got me completely out of it was such a simple little thing. The author, in an effort to sound more science fiction-y, I assume, said that the characters were drinking out of a temp matter cup. That was a word he had made up. Temp matter. Oh, temporary matter. Do we have a word for that? Yeah, we call it fucking styrofoam! You cocksucker! I'm charging money for that shit. Temp matter. Wait. My quantum temp matter cup is nanoparticle boson. You're just saying words, you idiot. That doesn't even mean anything. What the fuck? Okay, cardboard. Whatever. Either way. That's just a damn cup. You don't need to mash two words together and make them sound cool. I used my quantum... Oh, you know what's the other one? People always... This is great. You just add Bucky to anything, and it's science fiction. Yep, I made this wall. It's a Bucky wall. It can't be penetrated by non-Bucky compatible particles. This is a Bucky bed. Super advanced. It's made of nano-quantum boson planks. Only compatible Higgs quantum foams can interface with it. No, that's one of those things where it's really hard to spot. I don't know. It isn't even bad writing. It's just all books, all media, all art and entertainment, they're all part of a very long conversation that's been going back since the beginning of humanity. And when you do something like that, you have to compare it to everything. You don't have to, but you can, and you probably should compare it to everything else, in that it's another addition to this conversation. And if it doesn't really add much to it, like if it's a series of words that contains very little actual information, then that's where I start to go like, why? Why are we even here? Can you use some other words? Does it have to be a quantum Bucky gun? Can you just add the word Bucky to a gun and then it's fancy? This is exactly what we need. A low-waged worker. It's Zillard. Come on board, Zillard Small. He's a small grunt. Oh boy, they're sending the heat after... Oh, fuck! Oops. One colonist over the line. I don't think our traps are probably going to do it this time. Are they attacking immediately? Yep. Small doesn't have a weapon. We should have some extras laying around. Oh, fuck, he's incapable of violence. You're never going to get along here. Okay, well, let's see if they'll go through my traps, at least. Oh, that's nice. Maybe we can get him stuck in there. You know what? This'll work fine. We'll put Lex here, Random here. There you go. Tater's already got himself in a pickle. Shattered his rib on that. Oh! Got a neck stab on Marina. Just dead outright. Oh! Chopped his head off. See? These traps don't fuck around. Come on in, Looney. The water's fine. Oh. Almost got out of there. See, the first time they didn't work, but this time, Lumi almost lost her head over that. They're gonna run away soon. Later, nerds. Yeah, Lumi fell over. Just bleeding out the neck hole. Alright. That'll work. See? There we go. We're making and using our traps. I don't usually use traps at all in Rimworld because it's mostly, in my experience, kind of useless. Unless you can funnel them through a small area like that and force them to. Did we ever patch up Tasca? Yes, there's not much to patch up. He's just missing an eye and his rib. I know that feeling. I also noticed we don't exactly have a lot of power right now because they destroyed all of my shit. Extremely rude, if you ask me. Thankfully, nobody did. Hopefully that turbine will be enough to keep our refrigerators running. Yeah, thanks, Lex. I see. I'm just slow. Not good at multitasking. I don't think I ever was. I'm not good at single tasking either. There's a very long list of things I'm not really good at. I'm not going to beat myself up over it, though. I'm already beat. I don't need it. I surrender. Uncle! Check it out. We're growing crops out here in the desert. Whose colony's dead? F. Press F to pay respects to the dead colony. Oh, really? Well, look at that. Who's got 3 colonists? A stockpile of food. A working farm. A trap chain that works. Who's got 3 colonists and enough food to survive for a few days? And 2 thumbs? This guy. It's probably for the best that human meat rotted away. Human meat's bad for you. It contains human. Those weren't raiders? The fuck were they then? Long, I'm gonna need you to protect us from this freaky ostrich. Small, no. He can't even fight back. He got caught on a boulder. You know what to do. Open fire. That would have been a really nice time to land a hit there. Oh, Small. You just got here, kid. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh, God, this ostrich is gonna kill us all. Where's Random? Yes. Hey, we have power. Good. Run for your life. this is gonna work. Save us, Long! No! He doesn't want to do ostrich on ostrich violence. He got headbutted by an ostrich. That's gotta suck. He'll patch himself up, though. Hey, Jelly. I am doing okay-ish. It's unfortunate that all those traps didn't really get reset. Otherwise, we might have got some free... Wow! Most improved at shooting. Got him in the spine. Way to be credit to team. Why don't we make... Let's just make his bed a medical bed. We're going to need to make more beds later anyway. So what about our prisoners? Recruitable? Not recruitable. So I'm not going to bother eating Tasca. Or, you know what we could do is take some of his organs out, I guess. That'd work. We don't have any medicine, though. Man, we are fucking... Guess who's got 3 colonists and no medicine? This guy. Okay, so we're not going to be getting his organs, then we might as well just release him. Get out of here, you one-eyed freak. Am I better? No, but I made the determination that I was well enough to stream, and I felt very disconnected from you guys, and I don't like that. I don't like being disconnected from my hive mind. I need my external processors of information. Get to work, guys. Like I said, I've only got the 1 brain cell left. I need you guys to do all the rest of the thinking shit for me. So why don't you guys just tell me what to think, and then I'll do that. I never really liked thinking anyway. It's painful. And all the gears grinding in my head, that slow creaking noise. So how are you doing without any medicine? Not too bad. You didn't get any cuts, so that's probably the best thing that came out of that. I'd like to get that revolver at some point. Oh, hey, look, something positive. Rainbows. Space rainbows. Space rainbows. Think about boobs, it helps. Yeah, boobs are pretty great. They're up there. They're up there with, like, gravy and... Cool. Prisoner fight. Tasca wins! Good fight, good fight. I think he's gonna go rescue Looney. He's a little slow due to having been ravaged by a big bird. He'll be fine. Any other trees we can grab around here just to finish off some of these doors and shit? I'm gonna have to completely switch to... Ooh. He's freaking out while being captured and unconscious. Yes, he's decided he doesn't like walls anymore. It's fine, it's fine. I don't know, I don't mind this. This is a success to me. I mostly am here to watch a little Antfarm anyway. I want to see what they do. Like, light steel doors on fire. There is a mod, by the way, that makes steel not flammable, and I really wish I was running that mod right now. Oh! The lightning's also lighting fires. Yeah, it's the problem in here right now is I actually really dig this. The temperature system in Rimworld is it's underrated. It's 400 degrees Fahrenheit in this room right now because there's fire in here and this is a totally enclosed space. I can order this door to be held open though, and that will help alleviate some of that temperature. However, she will never do firefighting, so Jackal here is going to have to take care of this himself. And they will slowly get heat stroke first, and then eventually they'll get burns. Their lungs can burn out from superheated air. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, the temperature's going down. It's down to 300 now. It's much more manageable. Yeah, steel is flammable, but not like you could just walk up to it and use a big lighter on it. Not at all. So we're back down to human meat. Wait, he just chose human meat over pemmican. Who is this man? Oh, he's a cannibal! He's a pacifist cannibal? How do I... There you go. He can moderate us. Anybody that doesn't make it, he's just going to eat them. These wooden doors gotta go. They're not going to happen. Steel it is. We got a lot of steel, so that's probably fine. I should make steel floors and everything, too. Where are you at? Metal. I sawed this fort in half. Do we need batteries? Oh, you know what? That thing's not getting power at all. Why? Oh, one conduit missing. And yeah, we do need batteries. And you can't build batteries outside. They explode when the rain falls on them. Put one in the kitchen. Or the dining room. The battering room. Tasca, please stop beating Lumi. Oh! Lumi wins! Tie game. Don't flee. It's just the prisoners fighting. That's normal. They always do that. We'll just let them soak in their blood overnight. So they can feel better. Wow, we got a beard, guys. Lumi got revenge. I'm gonna have World's Worst Random come in here and squeegee up all the blood off the floor so nobody gets an infection. But I don't think she can medicine. She can. Doctor, heal that self. How's Lumi doing? A couple bruises, no big deal. Okay, so power situation, how's that? Does it actually make sense? Kinda. Once this conduit's done and we have a battery installed, everything will be fine. Who's freaking out here? Tasca and nobody. Another eclipse, though. It's a good thing we're not using solar. I'm going to have to move this stuff. I think we have spots for it, though. Everything should be fine here. We even have crops growing. Anal gin. Just some ostrich scratches. No big deal. Have those been treated? Yeah, they have. Treated is a bit of an excessive term for what you do when you don't have any medicine. I need to set these to auto rearm is what I need to do. By the way, this task, rearming traps, is under hauling for some reason. So if it doesn't get done for a long time, that's why. Oh, our cannibal will be sad. I'm sorry, Angeline. No more human meat for you until one of our prisoners goes. I think we released the other one? Where'd he go? Yeah, Tasca escaped. Relations with the Trobai of the plane have improved by 15. There you go. They're still mad at us, but they're happy mad. So there's another mod I'm using that I haven't looked at yet because we didn't have a lot of stuff to look at, but I am running Rim Story. And it's a really cool mod because it records all the actions that occur in your colony under a bunch of different categories so you can filter and see when a raids came, when colonists died, Dimitri. In fact, I'm pretty sure if Quietist was dead instead of captured, we would see it here, and Quietist would indeed be listed as dead. You can see some incidents. We had refugees crashing in from everywhere, a heat wave, that elk that came through. Anyway, this is not all that this mod does, though. It also adds a lot of kind of events to things, where if your colonists get married, they'll celebrate their marriage on the anniversary every year at the same time. Or if a colonist dies, they'll have funerals for them while the colony will gather around wherever the sarcophagus is, and they'll have a little ceremony, and then they'll continue that tradition over time. I don't know how detailed it is, but I guess we're going to find out if this colony doesn't just explode. Typically I don't strip prisoners because their clothes suck. So yeah, I don't really want this. It's not good. I mean, I know that you darn kids these days, you want to buy your pre-tattered apparel. Gotta get those jeans with the holes in them. Otherwise, you won't be cool. Why, back in my day, they sold whole pairs of jeans all at once. No, even back then there was acid wash jeans and stuff. That's not even new. This chair's never gonna get built. We don't have any wood. How much wood would a Jef need if a Jef needed wood? All of it. There's gotta be a tree out here somewhere. Yeah, go assassinate some of these cactuars. They'll get a wood eventually. Running a little low in the meat department. Might have to start eating prisoners again. Lumi? You got any organs in there? We're still trying to recruit Lumi. There's a small chance she'll join us. Did we get that battery made? Negative. What's happened here? Angeline healed, and you were freaking out because of pretty much everything. The usual. So we have 3 colonists, 3 beds. We can put another bed in there for a hospital temporarily. There we go. That'll be our hospital. In fact, I'm going to tell them to make the floor in there too. It'll be really small for now, but we can kind of just delete this wall and then make the whole thing a hospital at some point. I keep acting like there's going to be a future. I know chat is like, you're already dead, just give up, start over. We might make it. You never know. Hey, Zachy, how you doing, my dude? I'm embarrassing myself at Rimworld as usual. I'll just wait for that to get finished to mark all those as medical beds. There's a lot of jobs to be done around here, so I know we need food, and we should probably be hunting and butchering and all that stuff, but... Ooh, hey, food just arrived. Oh, it's exploding food. I'd like you to close this door, please. Somebody. Angeline, get out here. Quick, 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 quick. Okay, back, 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 back. Oh, fuck. We got one through. One came through. No, he didn't. Nice. Okay. Is somebody outside? No, we're good. Set you to passive. You fight. And you don't even fight at all, so... Now they'll get back to work. Stuck in our little cage here. I don't think these guys are going to try to... Well, they might shoot through the doors. Lex Jackal, what the fuck? Oh. I don't know. I don't think we should even bother with this. Like, let's just shoot these fucking things. They're going to blow up and some people will catch fire, but Garbage is here. He's fine. He likes being on fire. Yeah, let's go party. Let's go party with the boom rats. Lex Jackal's gonna take care of all of them for us. And they go boom! Huh? Huh? See, I still got it. I still got it. Punch a few trees. And then they go boom. Why did you blow him up right next to my thing? Of all the places to fight them. Next to my thing? My spinny thing? My horizontal ceiling fan on a stick? Aw, Lex. It's almost like he just got blown up a bunch of times. Well, you've done a valuable service. I'm going to need you to go out that other door because I want it to be held open. I think Lex is going to make it. He's not very badly damaged. Oh. He's on fire, and World's Worst Random is a pyromaniac who does not put out fires. Oh no. He's moving full speed. How bad is it? No immediate danger! He's safely on fire. His fucking gun is on fire. Oh, does that put the fire out when they grab him up like that? If he gets tossed in the bed fully on fire, I'm gonna be pretty sad. Oh, I'm almost even more sad that he wasn't. I didn't even know we had a psychic drone. There's so much shit in here. So So our only good warden is unconscious now. Lumi's fully recovered, frail as she is. And I mean, we got some meat. We can butcher these boom rats. That's fine. Okay, we'll forbid that one now. And now we're back on the old system, but none of my traps have been reset, and they won't be for a while. Our guys are going to have a lot of jobs to do first. Please don't be Lex. Oh, it's Angeline, really. Anal Gin. You got an anal infection? Oh, shit, I didn't realize nobody had treated you. Oops. Sorry. Fires do spread. I don't know how do you go about treating an infection when you have zero medicine at all? I mean, I know it's going to be not effective, but... Zero? What are we just giving him a massage? Amputate their torso. I need that. I need a torso amputation. I need a torso prosthetic. I need a head prosthetic, too. Anybody make prosthetic heads these days? I could sure go for one of those. Let's get some meat in the meat locker. Long just ate our one cooked meal. Worst ostrich ever. Wow, they got some wood and started actually building some of these extra chairs. See, stuff's happening, it's just insanely slow. And also probably going to be met with failure. I think that Lex is going to die from those infections. I kind of don't think Angeline will, because I'm going to get him some rest in the hospital. I say hospital, and I'm putting air quotes around it there. It's a hospital in that it's got a floor. Unlike the rest of our fort. Hey, BBQ, I'm glad to still have a voice. My abdominal muscles are killing me right now. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be able to keep going today. I was kind of hoping to see this fort do a full cycle of collapse and failure, but we may have to succeed instead. I will accept success when failure is unattainable. Fine. I guess I'll succeed. If I have to. Well, you can walk, so if we had a bed, you could... Do you have an infection in your nose? No, they're burned. Not off, though. I also noticed the problem I'm having in here is that I ordered them to make all these beds out of wood, because a steel bed just seems like a real shit idea. Hey, everybody, want to recover in a steel bed? I guess if you put a mattress on it, it wouldn't be so bad, but still. Nobody's got a tomb yet. Nobody's even been buried yet. People who die in our colony are immediately eaten. In fact, most of the time their heads are chewed off. And one camel got his hump bit off. So, immunity, 80%. Once they get over the immunity hump... See, I don't think Lex Jackal is going to ever do that, though, because hadn't had enough bed rest for one, and another is multiple infections. Angeline might make it, but I think Lex is going to die. And, well, there you go. Alright, you know what? Let's make Lex a sarcophagus. We need meat. Sure. But I wouldn't mind having a huge... or avoiding a huge tantrum festival as well, if we could avoid it at all possible. Should be able to just whip together a little sarcophagus real quick. Now it's all the more important that we recruit Lumi. Do we have... Oh. Oh no. That's not going to happen either. I guess Lumi's going to be food. Angeline, I think, has recovered and gained an immunity. Okay, so there we go. We just had to get a little bit lucky. And Angeline's a cook, too. That's huge. That is huge. We'll assign you to your tomb. And one of the things that I love about Rimworld is that based on the skill of the construction skill and the art skill of the pawn who makes the tomb, when the person is entombed, as we will do now, it will generate some art based on your colony's history. So here we have a normal quality art titled Empty Hardship by World's Worst Random. It is an engraving resembling Lex Jackal, assembling a complicated apparatus inside a deadfall trap while wiping the sweat from his forehead. The deadfall trap appears to tower above Lex Jackal. So it's sort of Damocles kind of thing. An artist stands in the lower part of the image, and the image seems to express exhaustion. There we go. We got our first piece of art. There's a lot of variety you can get in the art stuff in Rimworld. I think it's really cool. I'd say it's easily comparable to the Dwarf Fortress engraving and art system. A lot of Rimworld falls well short of Dwarf Fortress, and particularly in relation to, like, Z levels. Why are you... What is wrong? What is your illness? It's just that you don't have any food because we don't have a warden. Well, I just feed her some rat meat, I guess? There you go, Lumi. All better. Hey, Smiley. Half a block away from feeling like I'm dying. I'm well down the street, and I'm chilling in a cul-de-sac right now. It's not really up to me, though. You know? I'm faring better than any of our colonists have, that's for sure. Nobody's eaten my head yet. If you missed my spiel at the beginning, you can go back and watch the VOD. It's going to be sitting there available right now, probably processing. But I have a recurring slipped rib, which has led to... Well, no, it's actually weird, because I had 3 separate things that were unrelated. I had a pleurisy, which is fluid on the lungs in the cavity between your rib wall and your lung. That was a result of both my bronchitis and the rib problem I have. The rib problem was exacerbated by bronchitis. It was a collapse. As you get older, when you're young and you get injured or sick or whatever, you heal and you get better. What I've learned is that as you get older, the healing part goes away. You keep those things with you. It never gets all the way better anymore. It gets something better, a little better. Slightly better. Not all the way back. But it's weird. I'm growing old in a different way than a lot of people. I'm not growing old in my back and my knees. Although I do end up working over at my brother's farm a lot and helping him move and shit. And that probably was not a good idea with the rib stuff. But I'm not exactly known for good decision making either. Ooh. Lumi joined. What must that recruitment pitch have been like? Well, we're going to eat you if you join us. We're going to probably eat you if you don't join us. If you do join us, you'll probably live a pretty pointless, boring, highly labor-filled life until you die, and then we'll eat you. Welcome to the team! Muffins. Go make me a muffin. What do you do? Everything. An optimist, neurotic, too smart, doesn't have any restrictions. A bounty hunting caravan child with a little bit of a dirt phobia, it appears. This is probably a good time for us to clean the blood out of our cooking area. In fact, I should probably move this butcher table over here so we're not squirting blood all the time over from one side to the other, huh? I don't know if that stuff really matters that much, though. Now, I didn't check anybody's growing skill, but I'm going to make a heal root field anyway. If we do ever get the ability to grow that, it'll be planted. But in the meantime, they'll just sit it there. Whoops. Forgot you have to have a gap. In the gap. Where did it go? I lost my whole zone. I lost my Frozone. Woman, bring me my super suit. Like that. No! Fuck. Rice me. Potatoes, corn, rice. This will eventually be heal root, I assume. Can we... Oh, we can grow strawberries. Juicy, juicy strawberries. Oh, here we go. There's one of our events. We're going to have a funeral for Lex. And also there's a herd of caribous. Wow! Damn! Shit is cariboomin'. Unfortunately, I don't have any machine guns or nukes to drop on them. Oh, Lord, if I had a mortar. Yeah, that was a lot of food that just passed us by. That's okay. We have rats we can eat. And people. That's fine. So they're attending the funeral. And you just freaked out. A little bit. Dazed and confused. And there we go. We had our little funeral. And that should give them a mental bonus as well. No. But it should have. Yeah, I haven't done a lot of nuke hunting. Our funeral's new. It's part of the Rim story mod here. It adds funerals and wedding anniversaries and stuff to help you remember what happened in your colony. I don't know. In vanilla Rimworld, your colonists end up just sort of coming and going and dying and living, and you kind of lose track of all of them. And it's nice to have your colonists do their own remembering. You know, though that should have been on an anniversary, maybe not. Couldn't have been because it hasn't been a year yet. Maybe they celebrate it every month or quadrum. Anal gins out there planting the seeds like Johnny Appleseed. Growing almost enough to do a heal root crop. I am going to put the spot for the heal root crop down here. And when you do figure out how to grow it, you will plant it. And it will grow and they will come. Noticing a small problem here. Don't need that prison anymore. That's way too many beds too. I'm just going to make a bed in here, and if we have to use it for prisoners, then so be it. No, the funeral thing is, there's another event. It's like a memorial event where they go and they visit the grave after it. Yeah, the funeral makes sense that they would want to do that pretty quickly after somebody died. That's a good point. I suppose that's fair. Well, we've got a full stack of meals and a buttload of corn, and it's all nicely frozen. So it won't go bad on us. But we still haven't started a lot of the fundamental basics, like making anything. Because I'm really in survival mode here, where we're just trying not to die. I'll throw down a basic research bench, a manager desk, prosthetics. We already have a stone cutter table, all the rest of this stuff. Hand tailor bench. Yeah. But I should make this out of steel. Like all of this. What happened? What happened this time? He broke out of his daze and just in time to freak out over something else. Nap time. I mean, if we need food, we could just pull Lex out of here. Get her clothes back. Thanks. The manager's desk is also from a mod, and it's really useful. It's not something you want to build right away, but it is going to be useful. This basic prosthetic bench will just allow us to make the super basic shit. Peg leg, steel arm, hook hand, eye patch, those kind of things. I don't think we need any of those, although, yeah, Lex Jackal was our prostho file as well, so we don't want any. Not yet, anyway. Could be good later. Hey Mick, how you doing, man? Don't mind me just failing miserably. Okay, well let's manage a little bit. If I can remember how, here we go. So I want them to deal with forestry. I want you to do logging. I want all the wood. I don't know how this works. Just get me wood. Tree. Manage. Now, this is livestock. There should be a hunting tab. Yeah, here we go. Okay, anything that is not one of these. No exploding. Is there a way for me to do that? Yeah, no predators, no herd animals, no exploding animals. So, emus, iguanas, megascarabs, ostriches, and rats. Hunt them up. Infinite supply. Manage. And then I don't need to worry about those other things. There's nothing to harvest. I don't know how this works. I've never had a mining manager before. I guess we could use this to keep our stockpiles of metal and stuff at a reasonable level, but I'm not going to fuck with that for now. Do we have a manager? We do have 2. Alright, so we've got a kitchen. We've got something of a dining room rec area. We've got a little crafting room down here. Storage, freezer area for our food. A little miniature hospital. And a set of traps. And they've been reset, so we're almost ready to receive more attacks. Make another trap there to make for that one that got destroyed. Full battery. That's good. And we're back up to 3 whole colonists. Pure desert map. I guess that's what this is. It's a pretty big chunk of desert with not a lot in it. Yeah, there's not a bunch of trees or stuff. It does have viable soil, though, so I don't know. I can't really complain all that much. What I like about this map is it has a ton of silver. There's silver there. There was some silver there, and there's still a little bit. And then there's more up here, too. What I wonder is if there's any plasteel around. There's more steel up here we could go. Plasteel is the one you really want if you want to expand into futuristic technology. If you want to make bionics and stuff. Oh, there's more silver there. We're rich. But we have no plasteel. Or gold. Or jade. But lots of silver. I do wonder if that's a biome thing. If it's because we're in a desert. Why are you out there? There's mud all in our cooking area and you're out cleaning the sand. How do you even do that? Sweep blood off sand? That is amazing. You should get some sort of award for that. That sounds really hard. That would be I'd quit. You're hired. For what? You're gonna sweep all this blood off the sand. How? I'd just stick a Roomba out there in the desert. That's how I'd deal with it. Just slap a Roomba out there. You know, one of the things that I wanted to test today with this stream would be how long I could go without talking. And it seems like I can't shut the fuck up. Let's have a moment of silence for Lex here. I'm going to rest my weary torso for a minute. The reverberations on my organs are starting to feel through. Gotta get that pemmican first. No need to tailor. Managing is done. Everything looks pretty good. 3.5 colonists. Wow, it's really cold in that freezer. I don't think it needs to be that cold. It's supposed to get cold at night in the desert, although we are in September. It's permanent summer here too, so I guess it'll never get cold. Can be useful. And our crops will grow year-round, constantly. I did want to avoid that, but such is random. Haven't dealt with this tantrum spiral situation yet. Some of these things we can do stuff about. Tattered clothes, for example. Horrible bedrooms, I can't, though. Give you a flower pot instead. Oops. Our gardeners will keep those nice and planted. Oh. Old hag tip. It's not an interesting... It's not a common place to get a tip. The old hag's tales. I should have done this a long time ago. In fact... Creamy. Muffins, why? I think we have enough sandstone for me to close in this, which I want to do because that way raiders won't just smash it down immediately. Raiders. Thank you, Lex. It's just a matter of time, you know? And I'm recovering and healing. I've got the medicine that I need. I've got the stuff that I need. I've been to the doctor. I don't have a hole in my stomach. I'm not leaking blood. I'm not gonna die. I have the peace of mind I needed. And more importantly, my voice is back. It was gone. In the middle of last week, it was just gone. All I could do was cough in 3 languages. Finally, bilingual. What happened was, I don't take good care of myself. And as you get older, getting sick means much worse things than it used to. Part of it is just geography. It's where I live. I live in a valley. And during the summer, all sorts of shit gets sucked down into the valley, and I probably should go live in I should live in, like, Antarctica or Siberia. That's a good place to go if you don't want allergies. This was cosmically fucking annoying to me. When I moved to Arizona, I lived in a little suburb of Phoenix called Tempe, and there's no natural lakes there, but they make a lot of man-made water sources and lakes and reservoirs and stuff like that. And right next to where I was living, they decided to build a man-made lake, and then they planted trees around it. What trees did they plant? Fucking dogwood trees. Fuck. There are a lot of people that move to Arizona just to get away from allergies. And these sons of bitches intentionally just planted a fuckload of dogwood trees from nowhere in the middle of fucking Arizona. It's like somebody's hunting me down with shit that I'm allergic to. It's a pretty common allergy thing. Those trees are notorious. This looks a lot more pleasant now with a little palm tree grove right outside our sarcophagus of joy. You know what we don't have? A sculpting table. Am I out of steel? Uh-oh. Garbage man is here again. It's a twofer today. And I don't mean that in my traditional toothy way. It's recycle day. Last week, I was in so much pain, my brother had to take out my garbage. That kind of thing. He's awesome. He brought my nephews and my niece over, and they did a bunch of yard work. It was great. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where the hell did you come from, Tommy? You just fell out of space. Well, okay. I will rescue you and probably eat you. Free meat. Or maybe we won't help you. I'm gonna give him a back rub now because we don't have any medicine. Did this ever get planted? No. With the ability to grow crops year-round, I think that this place has got a decent chance of survival. I should probably upgrade this with a lot more traps, particularly because nobody else is going to walk through this area anyway. So why don't we just thicken up this wall with some extra thick walls there and add even more traps. We're out of stone, but they'll keep chopping it and making more, and they'll slowly, one by one, eventually get all this stuff. You know what? It occurs to me, too, I shouldn't do this. Because we have this lock system here, I don't have to space my traps at all. We can just make them extra thick by themselves. Oh, he did it. He did it. He's planting our heal root. It's coming up. It's coming up Millhouse. I want a lot more heal root than that, though. I'm sorry, strawberry plant. You're fucked. Someday I'll make strawberries, but I'd rather have medicine. You can't exactly do... Oh, fuck, man. It's really tough to get comfortable when your whole rib cage is swollen. Let me just say that. So I'm not sure if I'm going to stream tomorrow. What time is it? I don't even know anymore. It's only 3 o'clock. Holy crap. It feels like I've been streaming for 8 years. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to stream tomorrow. I want to see how I feel in the morning after this, because I can already tell that this was more painful than I thought it would be. I did some tests and just sitting around talking. It's different. What I'm doing right now is different than just sitting around talking. I'm constantly modulating my voice. I'm going through expressive patterns. I'm dancing. I'm not doing a good job of it, but I want to sing. I want to sing all by myself, but I'm afraid to. I'm already wearing a corset, Mick. They call it a compression top. I first encountered those in Cataclysm. And then when they put one on me after I got my rib injury, I was like, wow, these are a real thing? Who knew? I care too much? Yeah, I do. I definitely do. But is it okay that I want a stream to be more than 4 hours of stream of consciousness, me sitting here staring at a screen going, he just picked up food, he put down food, he is walking. I don't want to be a reporter for what's going on in my games. I'd like to carry on more of a dialogue than that. I used to... I feel like I used to have a lot of layers running simultaneously in my commentary. I'd be talking about 2 or 3 or 4 things at a time. I don't know. I don't want to sound like an egomaniac or anything, but I go back and I look at some of the stuff that I used to be capable of, and even then I thought I was, oh, I'm a piece, this is garbo. And now I'm like, I can't do that anymore. That was amazing. How did I ever do that? Who the hell? That's just life, though. That's just life. You don't know what you got until it's at arm's reach away from you. This guy's a nerd. Is he a recruitable nerd? Oh, no, he fell from space. He's not going to join us. He's going to get up and walk away. That's okay. That'll be our good deed to make up for all the cannibalism and stuff. We'll start being a medical savior colony with our new medicine crops. I could talk half as much, but it's like I can't stop talking while I'm streaming. I need to. See, the whole thing for me is I want to be a good host. I consider all of you guys to be, to me, Let's Playing, streaming, making videos, all of it has all harkened back to my days, my college days, my high school days, hanging out with the bros on a couch, playing games, talking shit, banting, all that stuff. And so, when you're in the hot seat and you've got the controller, you know, it's on you to be a good host. I want to keep the show moving, keep the dialogue pushing. And besides that, if I leave you guys to your own devices in chat, you know what you'll do. You think my cannibalism looks rough. Oh no. No, you guys are great. I actually have one of the best communities on the whole internet. I don't know how I got you guys. I think I must have stolen you. Yes, I definitely... I remember now. I mugged Bay 12 and I stole a bunch of their people. You're coming with me. We're going on an adventure. I don't like to mythologize stuff like that too much. I don't know how or why things happened, and I don't have any kind of success story keys or anything. You know what really helps? Having a loving family that cares for you and is willing to pick up the slack while you're sitting around in your room with a microphone in your face playing video games all day long. And I don't know if I've ever properly articulated my gratitude for that. My family straight up took care of me for years while I was doing just this, you know? And now you guys are taking care of me. I really am useless. No, I'm okay. I don't know, I used to work too. I've worked a billion jobs. I feel like this is my afterlife. This is my retirement. This is my reward for all those hours I did work. And I worked some rough jobs, man. 14, 15 years old, I was delivering newspapers. At 16, I was working at Burger King. Then I worked at Walmart. Then I worked at a Winco grocery store in the deli. I got fired from that one. That wasn't my fault, though. I worked in microelectronics. I did 12-hour shifts on the night shift. I showed up to work at 7 o'clock in the afternoon, and I went home at 7 o'clock in the morning after working 12 hours in a factory. That factory shut down. I went over to a different factory, and then that factory shut down, and then nobody would hire me anymore because they thought I was a factory killer. Which, what? Come on, man. Yeah, I worked at Burger King. Hell yeah. I'm just a blue-collar dude, man. As soon as I was able to work, my dad kicked me out the door. You're getting a paycheck now. Yeah, I worked in some pretty not great environments. The one that was the worst was, I don't know if... I think this was a local company. So, oh, hey, Tommy joined. Tommy. Tim Tams. He's a Nowl. He's going to have to be on a different schedule. Oh, shit, what happened to my... Oh, everybody I assigned that schedule to has been killed and eaten. That's funny. Oops. Man. I think it was called Pregitzer. Was the second factory thing I worked at. And that one was definitely the most dangerous job I ever had because they did raw circuit printing, etching, and baking. And so they'd... You know, it was a real factory job, like where me reporting to work was showing up to a conveyor belt that had loads of steel slabs on it with compressed circuit boards in between them. And we were spraying around chemicals that the labels on all the bottles were just, do not get anywhere near this. You'll never have kids. Your brain will fall out of your asshole. Really dangerous stuff, and they had no safety protocols at all. Most of the stories that I like to tell during story times are self-deprecating or mildly amusing or harmless or whatever. But I do have one story that my brother always tells about me. Because he worked at Pregitzer at the same time that I did in this circuit board factory. It was like a local town thing. Everybody in town worked there while they were still there. I still don't know if that was the name of the overall company. There was a lot of corporate bullshit. Anyway, the story he likes to tell about me was how I ended up not having that job anymore. I said it was because of the factory shut down. When factories start to shut down, they start to look for more reasons to fire people, and then people start dropping like flies, etc. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. But what really happened with me was that the people that I worked with in that particular tiny area with their conveyor belt and their steel slabs going through, I mean, it was really hard work too. In fact, the actual job I was doing was stupidly dangerous. I don't even understand how this was legal. Imagine a 2-foot long, 1 foot wide steel plate, about an inch, probably half an inch thick. And then there's a bunch of circuit boards in between it, and then on the other side of that, there's another steel plate. So you're looking at about 100 pounds per plate setup. But when they got to my end, we had to pull the plates apart and get the circuit board out. And the way they keep those steel plates pinned together is they put steel pins in each of the 4 corners. Little tiny, they're, a couple millimeters wide, and each of the corner basically has a nail in it holding the boards together. And the first thing that we did was take those things out. And the way we did that was we had a foot pedal powered piston hammer that smashed into the circuit board and just popped the nail out. The problem was, if you got that off by a millimeter, suddenly you had a giant piece of shrapnel pinging around the factory. Because it would just bounce off of the steel, bend the thing, break, and then boing. They gave you safety glasses. Those things flew out of there so fast they'd go right through your arm. You just have to be really careful. It was pedal operated too. That was so janky. Anyway, the one thing that I did that was great, that my brother always tells a story about, was me getting... it was me quitting. He worked further down the production line when they started doing the acid washing and acid etching. And I didn't know how any of that stuff worked. I was 18, I was just a dumb kid, just graduated high school, was just trying to make a little money and live with my girlfriend at the time. And I didn't know how any of that crap worked. And so when I ended up being fed up with that job, I don't recommend quitting your jobs. I don't. You should probably try to work things out, maybe talk to your boss or whatever. But if you do freak out like I did and just decide to quit after months of steel pinging around past your face and a bunch of horrifying castration chemicals everywhere, some of my coworkers thought it would be really funny because I was the only one in there, and this is like foot inch? I'm a foot inch. Yeah, there was a lot of OSHA violation shit going on. Why did muffins explode? What has happened here? It's cold? Oh, it's 23 degrees outside. That's below freezing. You're gonna freeze, muffins. Go get muffins. Many flares. Lots of stuff. Whatever. Alright. Where was I going with... Man, I'm all over the place with this story. What happened to the deli? Oh, I'll tell you what happened to the deli after this. If these guys will just survive for a minute... I think they're gonna freeze to death. Tommy just took damage. Yeah, they're getting serious. What is with this fucking cold snap? Oh, my heel root. Wow, Randy Random. Get out of the freezer! Hang on. I'll remind me to continue my story, which has been rambling and all over the place. I'll try to do a more concise one. There's no fireplace? Where's my campfire? What? Oh, okay. I'm just gonna make a campfire right in there. And do we have any wood at all? We have 11, and it requires 20. Can I make a steel fire? Damn it. I can't make a steel campfire. We're gonna have to make a heater here. And it's pretty far away from all the rest of my crap. See, this, I had not planned. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're all going to freeze. Yeah, look at this. They're all just going to freeze to death. That is harsh. Cold snap of death. Okay, so... the place I worked at was super dangerous, but the guys that worked in there with me, they were all, they'd been working there for years. They were grizzled old men kind of thing, practically eye patches. Battle scars everywhere, beards down to their belly kind of shit. Working men. And they thought I was a sissy. Because I was a city boy, and I Just graduated. I didn't know how the world worked. I was just a youngster, and I always tried to do things safely. And so they made fun of me for it, because I didn't want to get my eye poked out, and I didn't want to inhale a bunch of chemicals. And one of these particularly later, Tommy, you were only here for a little while, and yeah, we're all unconscious now and dying. Okay, cool. Angeline is coughing up blood. What? Oh God! Your fucking toe just fell off. That's not how that works. They don't fall off. You gotta cut them off. Oh, thanks, Randy. More boom rats. Anyway, these dudes were being dicks to me. And I'd had enough of it. But one of them went over the line. Because out of all the 4 people that worked in there with me, I was the only one that ever wore a ventilation mask. They were all like, oh, who cares? We're all going to die anyway. Fucking chemical me. I wore a ventilation mask because I didn't want to breathe any of those whack-ass chemicals. And one of them thought it would be really funny if while I was working on those circuit boards, they went over and they pulled my mask back and sprayed it full of this chemical stuff you're supposed to spray all over the circuit boards. And like right in my face. I had a beard at the time and it got all up in my beard. And I was pissed. I was about to punch the guy. Ended up not doing that. But what I did do was I walked out that day. I was like, I don't want to work with these fucking guys. They're assholes. I talked to my supervisor about it and he laughed at me. And I was like, okay, maybe I should just go. So right before I put the pins back in another one of the circuits that we were doing, I wrote a big "fuck you, Pregitzer" on it in bright red marker. We had these red markers we used to check mark the boards when they were done. And I didn't know this, but after that gets pinned together and sent down through the acid etching, and my brother didn't know this either, which is why he always tells this story, that ink, it interacts strangely with the acid etching chemicals that they use to etch the circuit boards. So at the end of the production line, a circuit board came out with a gigantic copper-etched "fuck you" written in it. I am a little proud of that one. Yeah, it's not acid, it's a chemical. There's like, they do a bunch of different stuff. Citric acid, nitric acid, and then they do enameling, and it's a really complicated process. Circuit boards are amazing. They're made of this strange little like combo fiber shit. I'm good. Rambling, meandering story. Let's see how this story continues. We still have one colonist, kind of. It's an ostrich named Long. He's got this. He's gonna be fine. See, that's the thing. Is he eating? Oh, he took his food out of his pocket. Thought he was gonna eat him. Angeline, you died. There's gonna be a great funeral someday. I hope Long knows how to build a sarcophagus. Yeah, it was something to do with the ink not being corroded by the chemicals in there. And so it basically created a void where normally that would be the path that the circuit would want to be etched. I don't know how it all works. Anyway, the deli thing, God, it's been so long. I don't know how to describe that without going way too in detail in my life. That was a pretty rough time for me. My girlfriend had just left me for another guy who worked at Burger King. That was rough. That was real rough. And I didn't have a job, or I didn't have a car anymore, because we had been sharing a car, and she just broke out and left. Took the car. It was her car. She eventually sold me the car later, years down the road. That was my orange Celica, by the way. That was our shared car. Remember the orange Celica? She sold that to me. $500 too. Damn good deal. Because we were friends after. But I remember I had to walk all the way to this place every day to go work at this Winco Deli. And I started the job there. Everything was cool. I went through this week-long introductionary period, and everything was great. And on the very last day of walking to and from this job every fucking day, waiting to find out if I needed to get a bus pass or whatever, on the very last day of this training introductory period, I showed up there in my uniform, having walked a long way across town, And the boss that I had at the time, she was sitting in the office there, and she had an envelope with my name on it. And she just handed it to me and said, "You're fired." And I looked inside the envelope, and it was my week's pay counted down to the penny. There were pennies, nickels, and quarters in the envelope. And I was like, "Why are you firing me?" And she said, "Well, you're still technically in the introductory period, so we don't need a reason to fire you. You're fired." Thanks, bitch. Ouch. That was not a good feel either. Like I said, some rough times. Lost my girl, lost my car, had an envelope full of fucking nickels, had to walk all the way back across town with no job and an envelope full of nickels with my name on it. But look at me now. No, it was... I think the thing was they hired somebody else. Yeah, you know what? I do remember now. That fucking bitch hired her cousin over me, and that was why I got fired. Oh, God, now I'm mad again. I've been fired a lot, I'm not gonna lie. But most of the time, it wasn't really my fault. Like, I never got fired for being a jerk, or... Well, okay, maybe writing "fuck you" on the thing. They probably would have fired me if I didn't quit. But... My most proud firing, I guess, was at the silicon factory I worked at, where we processed silicon wafers. And I think I definitely told this one before, was they were about to shut down the place, and they were going through the process of firing everybody who had not been moved over from a temp agency to full-time. And the way it worked was you'd work there for 3 months on a temp agency, and then, or 6 months on a temp agency, and then you'd go over to full-time. So everybody who was still in that 6-month period there started getting shit canned for a number of reasons. You know, it was like, weeks ago you did this thing wrong, you showed up with too much cologne on, you were late, whatever. Any reason they could think of. So when it was my turn to get... I knew it was coming. It was like everybody that was still technically temp there was getting shit canned. When it was my turn to get called in, the reason that they had was pretty rough. I was not expecting it. I had a lot of reasons going through my head. What could this be? What could this be? Well, my boss at the time, Lester, he pulled out... He turned his computer monitor around, and he showed me a series of emails that I had written on company computers calling him Lester child molester, and a bunch of other things. My shift manager was... Her name was Tana. I don't know what kind of name that is, but I called her Satana. And then there was Dofia, we called Dildofia. And they had every piece of communication I'd had between any of my coworkers or anybody outside of work that I had sent from work. It was a pretty lax policy for computer use there. It was a high-tech place. There were computers everywhere. And so you were just, you were allowed to use the computers. They were on the internet, whatever. But what they didn't tell me, and he showed me this when I was sitting there in the office going, "You motherfucker, you read my emails." I had signed an agreement that allowed them to read all of my emails. Lesson 1. Read the fine print. Also, lesson 2, don't talk shit about your boss on company computers, man. That's dumb. Don't do that. How you doing, Long? He's doing good. Colony's going great. Can I pin the camera to him and track him? I don't think I can. That makes me sad. Ugh. What a colony. Well, we made a run of it. I think it's not my fault. I tried real hard. We did a little cannibalism. We struggled through some stuff. We had some raids. I did get to show you something that I had learned, which you probably think I'm an idiot for that, for not knowing that, but I don't know. At least I got to share my own learningness. But I think I'm going to be done with this colony now. That's right. I'm not going to... You can't quit me, colony. I quit you. I'm looking forward to trying some more Rimworld. Are there any more mods I have to have than this? These are the mods that I used today, by the way, if you're curious. But I don't know what are the must-have mods right now. I just have the ones that I've traditionally used. I don't want a lot of excessive mods or mods that add things, really, so much as things that I might need. time. Oh, I'm gonna, if you guys don't terribly mind, I'm gonna lean my chair back a little bit. Oh. Oh. I don't even realize it, but just leaning forward in my chair like that for so long is hell on my goddamn stomach. It feels like I just did 600 sit-ups. That's what it feels like. 6,000 sit-ups. No, this went worse than I thought it would. I'm not feeling so great right now. I need to get into some sort of mode where I can do a less talkative stream. Maybe I'll stream Wreckfest with some music in the background and just turn my mic off for a little bit next time, something like that. I do want to stream that for you. It's come a long ways, and I streamed it in the past, so deserve an update on how it's doing. But mostly today's stream was about just reconnecting with you guys and letting you know what's going on with me. If you missed my Twitter thing, I had to take my beloved 16-year-old cat and friend Tsunami in for surgery. They think she got caught up in a fence or something. I don't know. She had a really bad injury on her left hip, right hip. And the problem is that she's an outside cat, and she occasionally goes away for 3 or 4 days at a time without coming back. And I hadn't seen her, and when she came back, she was matted in blood. There were maggots. It was bad. I'm not an emotional guy. I don't cry a lot. But I sat there thinking I'm gonna have to go get my goddamn cat put down. And I don't like that at all, man. I can handle all manner of personal misery and tragedy, and I can see adults thrown one by one into a wood chipper, but I don't like seeing animals get hurt. That shit tears me up. And the thing people don't realize is when your pet is really, really injured, when you take them to the vet, you have to accept that there's a chance that they're going to tell you gotta put them down, or it could come down to money. If it's a $2,000 operation to save their life, you have to make that financial call. It's a tough thing to think about, man. I don't like that at all. But it does take me out of myself, and it gave me someone else to worry about for a little while, and that was nice. It worked out well, though. I took her in. Here's the thing. Before I took her into the vet, I gave her a whole bag of treats. I did took her for a tour, all her favorite spots, gave her a favorite toy. I even, to reduce the stress of having to go in a pet carrier, I had the same pet carrier I'd always used to take her and Max into the vet, but she was terrified of it, probably because she saw Max go into it once and never come back out. And so I went to the store and I bought a brand new pet carrier, a bright pink pet carrier, just for Tsunami. And she actually was totally cool in it. Although I think she was in a lot of pain. Fortunately, the vet that I took her to is the same veterinary clinic I've been going to for the past 10 years or so. So they had all her stuff on record. They got her in there, took care of it, and they didn't even charge me anywhere near as much as they could have. Yeah, no, it's actually, she's got a very good prognosis. For a cat that old, it's pretty amazing. I just have to be very careful, and I'm going to go over to my brother's place after the stream today and take care of her. I have to keep putting on all sorts of medicine and bottle feeding the antibiotics and stuff. But that's not a problem for me. I like to drive. I like to take care of stuff. Yeah, EO Grim, that's the thing, is Tsunami's an older kitty. I'm in a pretty depressive mindset right now. I don't like to talk about that kind of stuff, because a lot of the reasons that people watch me is they want to get peeled out of their own shit, and I'm so happy that I could provide that for you sometimes, to just goof off a little bit, have a little fun with video games, but I gotta deal with my own shit too. And man, that was the day after I had just gone through my own shit, dealing with the doctor talking to me about cancer and heart disease and inflamed ribs and all the taping and aspirating my lung, and I'm fucking MRI forever. And then I come home and my cat comes in with a goddamn huge wound, and I had to think about putting her down and all that stuff, and it just fucking ripped me apart, man. Ugh. So thank you guys for being here today to help me get through my own stuff. I know I'm not super bombastically all over the place playing 100 games, playing 4 games at the same time, all those things I've done. I'll get back to that. Need a little time to heal and process. Take care of my shit. Well, thank you, muffins. Yeah, no, I still do occasionally get people that message me from YouTube still, saying, hey man, just by existing, you did some good, and that's good, because that's pretty much all I'm devolved to at this point. I'm full-time just trying to exist. Keep those organs in my organ cage where they belong. So, I feel really bad about not keeping up to my schedule on the one hand, but on the other hand, I don't. Because last week, it was a check mark off that it was not going to happen. This week I have to worry, though, because I technically can stream. I can speak, you can hear me, I can sit in a chair and play video games. I've proven that today. I can even do it at 1080p. So I want to go back to being on the schedule, but I think I'm going to take tomorrow off, and then I will stream Friday. But then I'll miss Saturday. I want to hit Saturday because that's the weekend stream. Man, maybe I'll take Thursday and Friday off and stream Saturday, and then those will be my 2 contributions this week. I do want to take time off extra to get better, and there's no restriction to me for talking, although the doctor told me not to laugh too much, at which I laughed. Ow. I don't know. I'm not on a knife edge or anything like that. I'm going to be fine. I just need a little time to rest and recoup. The problem with inflamed stuff is that it don't go away so easy, and you can't just get it cut out. Yeah, I'll just get a Jef cloning device. That's what the world needs. Millions of me running around not being super productive. I don't know, Jelly. I think you'd laugh too. That was the delivery was what did it. A very strict no laughing order from a doctor is always going to make me laugh. Alright guys, well I'm going to pack this one in. Thank you guys all for coming by, and thank you so much to all my subscribers who I didn't shout out and totally missed all of. I know there were a lot of super long ones. Shark just subscribed for 40 months. See, I'm starting to mentally break down already, and this is what I was worried about. I was fairly coherent at the beginning, and now it's all just going away. Come on, lungs. Oxygen to the brain. I don't know, guys. Gonna take it one day at a time. How about that? That's the new plan. One day at a time. We'll see how we're doing tomorrow. After that, we'll see how we're doing the day after that. After that, we'll see how we're doing the day after that. I'm going to try to hit as many streams as I feel like I can without causing permanent, lasting damage to myself, while also at the same time trying to do the best to take care of my carcass and my kitty cat. So, I hope you guys are satisfied with a little... I forgot. I forgot about my new background. I hope you guys are satisfied with a little chance to chat with me. I know I wasn't always up on reading chat, but I needed that. I need to be secure and safe in knowing that you guys and I are still on the same page. And remember, no laughing or having fun out there. Come back to me with a serious look on your face, a protractor, a pocket protector, and some nerd glasses. And a chivalrous helm and a horse head. I like leaving little traps for myself later like that. That's always nice. Hey, that's not MS Paint. Alrighty, guys, we did it. We survived a stream. Technically, I streamed 3.5 hours. Is not too terribly bad. But thank you guys again for joining me so much, and I am going to get out of here. I'm going to go lay down for about an hour, and then I'm going to go drive across town. Alrighty, guys. I will be available on Twitter occasionally. That's the best way to get a hold of me. We also have a Discord. Hopefully there's something in the chat that can help you with a Discord link, although I think the jefmajor.com website might still be running, and it should allow you to generate links there. So there's a little bit of a community thing going on there. And I'm just going to try to survive. Okay, no more talking. Peace outside later, nerd.